hip, hip, hip hop hooray. Hip, hip, hip hop hooray for hippie. We came to YouTube thinking there'd be unicorns and rainbows. And he was met with trolls, frauds, and a ton of assholes. But he created a place for all to have fun. Talk about 1A, share some music, peace and sun. You're one of a kind man, and I hope you know it's true that I speak for everyone when I say we love you. Hey, 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 say, hip, hip, hip hop hooray. Hip, hip, hip hop hooray for hippie. So join him on his live streams and bring an open mind. Yeah, it's with hippie you should be choosing to spend your time. Keep bringing people together, hippie, and sharing your smile. YouTube is better because of you and your unique style. Come share your channel link and make a new friend. It's hippie to man whose love knows no end.
No end.
And hippie and I have a bond that we share. We both lost a brother, but he and I became a great pair.
Great pair.
He has a mane like a lion.
Like a lion.
Door. Hippie has subs and
Upstate. What's up, bro?
Hippie for president, or at least on you.
Maybe
We love you to death. I just wanted to share with you this year groove and say hip, hip hop hooray. Hip, hip, hip hop hooray for hippie. Hooray for hippie. We love you, man.
Good old any fan. What a great singer. Daryl Williams. What's up? What's up? What's up with something wrong with Devo? Is he just on vacation? What's going on? I was looking at you guys' channel tonight, actually. Upstate. It was just looking to see what you guys had been dropping lately, and I didn't know he was away or whatever. Hope everything's all right. Daryl Williams. What's up, Daryl? Twice in one day. It's kind of scary. I don't know. I've got some pretty bad pain going on. I just can't fucking... Let that fuck it. Come live and see what kind of shit I can stir up, make me feel better. Anyway, how is everybody tonight? Hope you're all well. Hope nobody's in fucking pain like I am. 2 people watching. Gotcha. Today was pretty good live. Had quite an intense live today. I don't know, 500 views as soon as I shut down. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. Pain seems to be a great topic because so many people are in pain because, Barbara, good to see you. Yeah, everything's good. Yeah, you're welcome up, Upstate. Good to see you, Barbara. I have all is well. Ohio Steve. I have neuropathy too. Yeah, I can't take the gabapentin, man. It made me really fucked up. It seems to help, and if I keep my sugar in a nice low number, that's what Nikki and I were talking about today on my live, brother, was the sugar is definitely has an effect on my neuropathy, but this here flame up is from my motorcycle ride I took selling my motorcycle, and it was really cold. I shouldn't have done it. And I got extremely cold to the point where I was like shoving my hand in the little air intakes on the motorcycle, trying to keep my hand warm. And once you start a pain cycle, man, it's just fucking misery. But I sold my motorcycle and I'm still alive. So add those 2 up. It's worth it to me. Just watching Aja and Sassy. Oh, nice. I haven't seen Sassy in a minute. He was over here a couple lives ago. What's up, ECAF kid? I'm drinking a big cup of coffee right now, like fucking monster size. But gabapentin used to make me groggy. No, it made me like have dizzy spells, man. I almost hurt myself twice, and then oh, Artman, holy shit, bro! I have not seen you in a fucking minute. Good to see you, bro. Yeah, that's, dude, the cold is nothing to play with. It gets to your bones. Well, I got neuropathy. I don't know if everybody knows what neuropathy is. Most times you hear neuropathy when you hear of people talking about diabetes and their feet hurt. For me, it's my entire left arm for the last 10 years. And recently, from the surgery I had, my right arm is now getting fucked up. So I'm pretty scared. I don't know if whatever they did didn't work because I'm having a lot of fucking pain in my right side now, so I'm really fucking bummed out. I just had this fucking traumatic surgery, so the surgery was supposed to take me out of pain. It did for a while, but back at you. You all know we used to ride in the winter. We had handlebar warmers or dirt bikes. I mean, listen, bro. Sucks getting old. I mean, and I got hurt, and that's what caused all this. I had a dysfusion in 2010 that gave me the left arm pain, and now I had another where they cut C4, notched my vertebrae C4. They cut C5 in half. They notched C6, and they put a piece of a person's leg. Gotcha, upstate. They put a piece of somebody's leg in there, so. And then they put a titanium cage around it. So my fucking neck is pretty much fucking. Boy, I kind of just, I quit everything. I quit auditing. I haven't been doing anything, man. The problem is, I mean, I've had old ladies shove me, crying out loud. It's the wrong person gets a Russian plant. What's up? Cadaver bone. Yes, sir. I have in my leg and now in my neck. So I was kidding around that I had some breasts put on too, but don't tell anybody, all right? Because I know there's one person watching, so nobody will know. But I'm drinking a big cup of coffee. I got myself a nice jar, some fresh weed I picked a couple weeks ago. So I'm gonna sit here and get really fucking high and play music and chit chat with the people. Yeah, that picture on my avatar is my great niece. She passed away in college last year. Oh no. Drugs, hon? What happened? If you don't mind me asking, beautiful young lady. I like the cross behind her. I'm not sure what that is, if that's like the top of a church in a city, or if that's something that she liked, or. Whoa. What's up? What's up? The shirtless man.
Yeah, the two stoners with no shirts on. I just told Devo that you went live, so maybe he's still awake.
Oh,
He's
yeah?
he's at his cousin's working for the week.
Oh, wow. For helping out for a favor? Something like that?
Kind of, sort of,
Hey.
something like that.
Yeah, cool. That's, hey, serious surgery. Yeah, that was a very intense surgery. And the fucked up part is to get to my C4, C5, C6 vertebrae, they go through the front of my neck, right? Right there. You can see that scar right there. So it fucked my shit up. She got sick and passed away in her sleep. I don't want to. Yeah, whatever. Was she drinking and got sick that way? You mean, or maybe it's none of my business. I won't ask. Elmer, what's up, brother? I know a lot of people die from addiction, you know.
Hippie.
Nice,
It's
nice.
420, bro.
Look.
It's 420. I like
Yeah,
that. I wish I
I
could
got.
put you up big and see that. I'm not on my panel.
Let's see here. I forget how to do it all.
There you go.
Nothing giant buds, but
It looks good.
it's completely covered with trichrome. Oh shit, the dog will have that. Completely covered with trichromes and got a little bit of purple in her. See that purple on there? You can see that perp.
Yeah. I grew some of this. This is Durban poison. Uh,
Nice.
I don't smoke it. I give it away.
Oh yeah?
But
You're not
yeah,
smoking anymore? Wait, you were just puffing on a pipe though.
yeah, that's indica. See, Durban
Oh,
poison
okay.
is sativa, so
Let me, hang on, let me a second. How do I do you on big screen like that? Oh, nice. Yeah. You're like me. You leave that scruff with the trichromes on it. And then
hell
my
yeah.
wife picks a little bit of it off, and when we roll a joint or something, and she saves it, and I press it, get a little oil out of it, and smoke that oil. You know what I'm saying?
That's the way to do it, bro.
Yeah, I have a really nice um, dab press. It's in a 20-ton press,
And
so
see,
I'm
I want
always.
to invest in one.
I used to mix that shit up and make the bubble hash, you know. But fuck, I'm too old for that shit now.
Speaking of hash, I got 4 more. Each one of those is 2 grams.
Nice.
I put 2 in each joint I roll.
That's from a dispensary.
Yeah, right here in the
Nice.
Akwesasne reservation.
So upstate New York, it's weed is legal. Yeah, cool. Been looking at
Oh yeah.
houses around in the upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire. Gonna sell
Well,
my house where I live and move somewhere. I just haven't decided where to go yet.
we got a house for sale.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Nice. What is it?
75 grand. One, two, three, four, five, 6 bedrooms. Uh, 1 bath. Um,
What's it need like a complete rebuild or something for 75 grand? Why so cheap?
no, we just want to go to Oklahoma, and
Gotcha.
you know, she liked it out there. The last time we went, we're going out there in July, and the only hard part about the whole thing is dealing with my mom's stuff. You know,
Right.
hey Joko,
Deciding what to throw away and blah, blah, blah. Oh, I couldn't imagine.
that and signing the papers, man.
Yeah.
My sister
Yeah.
was freaking out that she didn't get my mom's ashes yet because her thing was to be put out at sea, put her ashes in the water with my dad, same exact spot my dad was, and
Oh, awesome.
so that's what her and I are gonna do as soon as I can get out to California. But I'm going out to Oklahoma first.
Nice.
We're
Oh,
looking
sorry
for
to hear that, Barbara. That's terrible. I
well,
mean,
she had Alzheimer's like my dad did, and
yeah.
it was a matter of time. You know, we were ready
Gotcha.
for it.
Yeah, that's how I was when my mom died, actually. You know, she was very overweight and I knew it was coming. You know, I kept telling her, hey, Sam, long
Hey,
time no see. How's things in Alaska, bro? Hope everything's well. Her airwaves closed up. I can't remember what my niece said it was. Gotcha. That's terrible. Like an allergic reaction. Ugh. Joko, what's up, bro?
hey, talking about surgeries, I got a cyst cut out right there, and that cancer that I had on my face, I got it cut out.
Oh, really? You had cancer? Jeez, I didn't know. I've really been off YouTube in the last 2 or 3 months. I've been live. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times. Um, just the last week have been 3 of the 4 or 5 times I've been live in the last few months. I just ain't been going live. I ain't been feeling good. I got a lot of issues physically and mentally. So just if you're not feeling well, man, it's just no sense to come live and be negative. And people know me long enough now where just
Yeah.
so I've just been kind of laying low and dealing with my issues. This pain thing, I just can't get by it. I'm really tempted to just buy some street mushrooms, because everyone tells me that the psilocybin is amazing for neuropathy. I just, it's not legal here, and
Yeah.
not that I'm a guy who's never broken laws or
They sell
anything,
it
but
here too. They sell it
do
in
they?
Oklahoma now too. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. They have shitloads of it here. I mean, you
Gotcha.
you can pretty much. I've seen a bag that was bigger than my torso, full of mushrooms.
Wow, Nathan. Good evening. Good day, mate. What's going on in Australia, my friend? I have a friend in Alaska. He drives a tugboat. Just talked to him this morning. Nice. Sam, my love for the peeps goes far. Aw.
Yeah.
That's what I love. I love some love. I heard that same thing, hippie, but never tried it. Yeah, I mean, I had a live stream today for 6 hours, and probably 3 of the 6 hours were talking about pain with different people from all over. And the general consensus is that psilocybin microdose, not tripping, just microdosing. I forget, they said something like 1,000 milligrams, maybe, or that's just a
Right.
small dose. That really helps with pain, and
They put
look.
it in a pill capsule.
Oh, really? And at the dispensaries out there? Wow, that's rad.
Yeah. I don't know how they do it in Oklahoma. Devo just told me that they have it and that they've seen it. But I've seen it in little capsules. I've seen big old bags of it.
Sam says, yes, mushrooms are good. Set aside a day and be in a good positive attitude going into it. Now I'm talking about microdosing, Sam. We're just taking very small amounts, apparently. Not that I wouldn't mind a trip because, again, I talked today about tripping on all
Then you'd
kinds
be
of
a
shit.
trippy hippie.
Right? Trippy hippie. Yeah, that'd be a good nickname, huh? It's a family affair tonight, right? Right? I
Well,
have to
hell
take
yeah.
my shirt off to be a family affair.
Man, then it'd be three old stoners with no shirts on.
Right? That would be awesome. I would definitely try that. I mean, thing is, where I live, it's gotten better recently, but people with this Oxycontin and this freaking, I mean, not Oxycontin, this fentanyl and this new xylazine, they're putting it in everything. And including, there's been some cases of people putting it on weed. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
that's not good.
trying, I assume to get you addicted so you keep coming back to buy the weed, right? I mean, that kind of makes sense. But recently there was a bust where they got these couple of guys with kilos and kilos and kilos of fentanyl, xylazine. And the first time they searched the house, they found all the drugs and a lot of money. And on a second search, they found a drug lab in the basement in a secret wall with a pill press and all this high tech equipment and
What?
in there was thousands and thousands of these purple pills pressed like hearts. And they had like a little impression of a heart on the front of it. It's fucking fentanyl and methamphetamine mixed together. What the fuck? Like,
Whoa.
who's buying fucking that shit? But my cry about it today was that shit looked like candy. If you motherfucking drop that on the floor somewhere and some kid see that,
Say,
see a heart and just think positive and eat it. You know what I mean? I just couldn't have thought of anything better, like a skull or some kind of, I don't know. But
You're
they're
either
not
gonna have
thinking.
one dead kid or one kid hyper as hell can't settle him down for a day or two.
Nah, I mean, unless their parents were bringing them into this world addicted, I would imagine you would die. I mean,
Yeah,
fentanyl, fuck, and
yeah.
meth mixed together. I'm saying you. I don't. I feel like I might die. I don't know. I did a lot of opiates and cocaine and snorted heroin a couple times by accident, and I've done all
Talk about
kinds of.
almost dying. You weren't around when Devo did 5,000 milligrams of gummy.
No, I remember doing like him and Myron at the same time on different channels, kind of doing like 1,000, fifteen
Yeah.
hundred, but 5,000, huh? Jesus, what the fuck?
You should have
I,
seen
dude,
the
I
man.
literally, I do like 20 milligrams. I'm obliterated. 2 nights before my surgery, this recent surgery I had, I took 16 5 milligrams, and I was obliterated. And it was funny that the lady said something to me like, I thought we said not to eat, and I didn't eat for literally 24 hours before. But the thing was, I had eaten 16 gummies. That was what I ate last. And she's like, you shit everywhere. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I did
But
1,000.
did you? Yeah, I feel like I would die. I don't know. I do 20,
I
25 milligrams and I'm like fucking stuttering and,
I was
I'm
like this,
just,
dude. I was like this. I couldn't
oh
lift my
yeah,
head.
you
I'd
were,
lift my head and I'd do the bobblehead and go right back down.
oh, that's great. You were the jelly man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, I was toasted, dude.
You were in jail, bro? That sucks. I was in jail with many fenny and meth heads. Yeah, I mean that seems to be the drug of choice with everybody nowadays is either meth or fentanyl. I don't get it. I'm gonna roll one too.
Look at this.
He,
This is a new pipe.
oh, nice. Speaking of skulls, that's exactly what I was saying. Why not put a skull on it? That's nice. Yeah. I don't do glass bongs myself because I break them. Like
Yeah,
I would have that for 2 or 3 days, and they would tip over somewhere and be broken.
Devo does the same thing, man.
Does
That's why
he?
he
Yeah,
has many. He gets the little tiny ones. They're called party bongs or birthday bongs or something like that.
yeah.
And
I mean, if I was gonna get a bong, I would have to get one of those old school ones like we had in high school. The vinyl PVC plastic, fucking, that you could run
yeah,
over with the car and it would be fine. But yeah, I'm
yeah.
just my son. He buys them $100 bongs on the regular with the triple percolators and all that shit.
I
Yeah.
got this one right here for $35.
Wow. Oh, that speaking of skulls, that's kind of odd.
I love
Very
skulls, man.
nice.
If you
Yeah.
look at mine and Devo's next panel, the thumbnail is a skull.
Yeah, that's why I say I was looking because I was making a thumbnail for this live, and I was like, let's look around, see what the current thumbnail status was. So I took a look at some of you guys, looked at a couple others, and I was like, wow, cool. So mine is just the general. I use a program, the AI called Copilot. It's a Microsoft Edge AI, and
Right.
that's how I make all of my thumbnails. I remember
Damn.
that, the plastic one. Yeah, I prefer plastic myself. I mean, I know it's bad for us, but
The
I'm
first
gonna
one
be
I
real
ever
mad
smoked
if I spend $100 on a bong and I smash it. I'm probably gonna smash something else in the process of that smashing because I'm really pissed. Like I'm gonna pick it up and throw it, and then something else. I'm gonna put a hole in the wall. So yeah, nah. I smoke weed to keep people alive. I don't smoke weed because me without weed is heading to the store. Stay safe, brother.
Me
Yeah. So
without
I don't.
weed, it's like a
Oh,
serial
smells so good.
killer, in the making.
Yeah, I'm smoking. I've been growing the same plant for that's June. It's called Orange Tree White Runts, and man, it's a
Runs
local
is
seed.
good.
It's a local seed to my town. Like a dispensary grows it, and they put some seeds up for sale. So I bought it, and wow, it
Nice.
just the environment is exactly the same. That's kind of where I struggle a lot with growing because if I buy seeds from abroad, then obviously our environments aren't the same. I'm going to struggle a little bit because that strain is used to 50 humidity with 90-degree temperature, blah, blah, blah. But when you get something that's relative, that's why, a lot of people always say to me over the years when I talk about the different weed I'm growing, say, why do you grow so many strains? Well, because I try to grow a bunch of strains in hopes of finding a strain that likes my environment so I can beat the hell out of it like I've been doing to this plant. I think I made 19 clones. I'm about to make 19 more. And I just slowly keep shoving those in the room, so I always have weed. This house buries over an ounce of weed a week between my son and my wife and I, so I got to
I do
constantly have
that
weed
alone,
growing.
dude.
I know,
Do that alone.
right?
I'm always
How the hell do you afford all that fucking weed, bro? Damn.
a lot of
You going down to the Dick Dog or something?
no the places that I go to. I've
Yeah,
I've been given ounces of weed because I
right.
promote
That's right.
their
Because
business.
Devo is involved with the dispensary stuff, right? So
Yeah,
that helps you out. Yeah, cool.
here we're gonna do like a little movie when we go out there. In search of the golden nugget or golden bud or something like that. And there's a place on the dispensary called the Golden Nugget.
No shit.
Yes,
That
I
is badass.
I
Do
promoted
I
the shit
use
out of them, and I'm gonna promote them in the movie too. So
he says, do I use atmospheric controllers? Nah, I'm poor, bro. I have a fan. I have two fans. I have of course the fan that cools the HID lights. And that's it. In the summertime I don't grow because it's too hot and too humid in my basement. So usually I push really hard in the late winter to make sure I have enough weed to get me through till the next pick.
that's the way to
So
do it.
now I wish I had some money to have Darlene McGee. Welcome in. Thank you. Busy day today. Hippie did 6 hour stream earlier today and very, very fun live stream.
We did our longest live, me and Devo, the night of the Tyson fight.
Oh yeah? How long?
5 hours.
Yeah, because I was gonna say the trick is not to do over 6 hours because if you do over 6 hours, YouTube won't let you edit the video, which means
Yeah,
if there's something in there that YouTube don't like, you lose the stream. You know what I mean?
right,
So now I've learned immediately got to shut down. So today I did 5 hours and 50 minutes and shut down. You know what I mean?
right.
And plus there was a bunch of crying and whining about copyrights, but I don't really care. Like Conspiracy Music actually was in my channel today. He was telling me they whacked his channel for reused content. Took his monetization away because he's been like me. I play, they took mine there about 5 months ago, 6 months ago.
They took
Uh,
mine
for
too.
for reused content for playing all the music. But I don't really care. The only thing I really loved about uh, being monetized was the super chats because people could talk shit to me and everybody could see it. And I made a little money on top of it, so it was kind of like a win-win situation.
Yeah.
People could take a
Go
stab.
to Rumble and do that, dude.
Oh
Rumble,
yeah,
you make a killing.
yeah.
I'm telling you,
I hear you.
Rumble pays you from day one.
I've been over Rumble forever. I mean, before you guys were over there, I was over there. But I just felt like me and that South Alabama used to do lives over there'd be 22 people in the chat, but never anybody saying anything. It almost felt to both me and him like it was not real.
Man, some
I
chick
don't know
could
what it's
come
like
up and
now. I haven't
show
been
her.
over.
Some chick could come up
Really?
and show her twat, and it's just content over there.
No, sir. Somebody came up and showed something. Wow, that's crazy.
No,
They're
you
starting
could.
to
You
put
could have you.
advertisement.
There, you could play music with nudity in it. You could do anything
Yeah,
over
well, I
there.
could watch movies and stuff. That's why I was kidded
Yeah,
around about going and watching like one of those cool cocaine movies and
We
sitting there and
watched
chatting.
Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke.
Yeah,
We played
Pulp Fiction,
Porky's.
Porky's. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, Porky's 1.
They're starting to
I'll
put
get you, Tommy
advertisements on my
Turner.
videos. So is that because they're copyrights, Darlene? Right. So that's how they do it. And what happens is too is sometimes people like Tom McDonald, you'll get the copyright, and that'll say that he'll share. But if the company or the musician doesn't agree to share the music, then they can put commercials on your shit. But here's the thing. Good luck on selling a commercial on the Wandering Hippie Show late at night with guys with no clothes. I mean, wait, what? No, I mean, you know, I'm just saying. So at least your songs are kind of cool. Got some pretty pictures in them. So do you really care, though? I don't know.
You could.
Right?
Yes. Yes. Dude, we get criticized for having no shirts. We do this everywhere we go. I don't personally like to wear a shirt unless I have to. And,
Right.
you know, Rumble, we're at home. We love it. That is a big old joint. Look, here's my roaches.
Take a puff, everybody. Welcome in. Oh, shit. I keep mine in a sealed jar so they stay fresh. Nice
Well,
job.
see, my jar is plumb flippin' full, dude. Look.
Really? Why would you not roll a huge roach joint, bro? 10
Look.
people, thank you. Nice. Smoke that shit.
And I ain't lying, it's plumb full. And every one of them has hash in it.
I love roach joints. I mean, it's my favorite thing. My roach jar never gets full because when I get 6 or 8 roaches, I roll a fat roach joint. I just love it. People are like, "Why do you like that taste?" I'm like, I don't know. When I was a kid, I loved smoking resin. I used to just scrape my bowl just because I liked smoking resin. I don't know. Call me weird. I don't get it.
We did
Dude,
that
I
too
remember
back in the day.
I remember when I was on the high school bus, a lot of the guys wouldn't even smoke weed if it had seeds in it. People are like, wait, what?
Yeah.
You smoked weed with seeds in it? Yeah, on the fucking high school bus on the way to school. Fucking right. That's the only kind of weed there was weed with seeds in it. You spoiled ass motherfucking little rotten brats with your fucking hydroponics weed today. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Those old guys used to have to smoke seed weed, Mexican brickweed, and
We would get
Jamaican
Mexican
compacto.
brickweed from Santa Ana, California, take it to Huntington Beach, roll it all up in little tiny pinners, and sell them for $3 a piece at school. And I'd be sold out. I'd carry a Marlboro pack with me, and I'd be sold out before noon. I'd have to go get more.
The good old days, right?
Yes,
But
I
back
made
then,
all
I thought,
kinds.
the fucked up part is back then, I thought I wouldn't live to see this age. I thought I'm gonna be
Yeah,
dead before I'm 40. Here I
yes.
am, fucking 60 years old, just fucking falling apart at the seams.
I'm fixing to
But
turn
all those years of
59.
fucking hell were fun, even though I can't remember half of it. I can't remember. I can't remember fucking 5 minutes ago at this point.
Dude, I have
Oh,
that problem too.
do you? Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm borderline fucking whatever that forget shit fucking
yeah,
people with
old
memory
timer.
issues. Old timers, yes. I'm very deep into the old timers. Dude,
Yes.
like I have this water barrel in my basement that I fill up and to water my weed with, and it has an air bubbler in it, so it's constantly bubbling air. It's not public water, it's well water, but I just like keeping it moving all the time. And I've 3 times put that water on, freaking gone into the grow room, messing around, fucking doing this and that, and somebody be coming running in there. What the fuck? You didn't shut the water off. The fucking thing is full. It's all over the fucking basement's flooding. Yeah, hippie's a fucking real pothead, bro. So now it's gotten to the point where now I'm not even allowed to touch the water barrel. We made it because we're built Ford tough. Wait, what about Chevy? I'm a Chevy guy.
I like
Guys,
GMC.
Saturday night's going to be whack on the Wandering Hippie Show. For the 7 people that might be here, if you want to see something fucked up on the Hippie Show, my granddaughter and my son's girlfriend are helping me set something up. It's going to be pretty. Definitely be a laugh for a lot of people who've known me for a while. So even if
Nice.
it's for 5 minutes, you got to swing in on Saturday and check the hippie out because you will definitely get a kick out of it.
I like to see you making people laugh.
Yeah, this is definitely going to make a lot of laughs, a lot of people talk. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But fun for me anyway. I don't really care about the rest of you fuckers.
Yeah.
As long as I'm having fun, that's why I'm
That's
here.
like Mug's Money with his music. He does it for therapy. He doesn't do it for anybody else. You
Yeah.
know? That's why
Like people always
we
say,
promote him
hippie,
so much.
Hippie, your singing is terrible. You're breaking the fucking windows in my house. Why? And it's like, I don't give a fuck. Change the channel, bro. I'm here to have fun and I enjoy the shit out of singing, even if I suck. So
Yes.
I love to have
Next time
music,
I'll be
man.
singing the Wham.
Uh, right? I love Wham. What's wrong with Wham? Serious. Darlene, I want to say like 9 o'clock Saturday. I'll try to do it early so some other people, well, between 8 and 9, I'll come on and just try to give everybody a chance to see the Wandering Hippie in very extreme rare form. I'll just say that. I don't want to give too much away, but
Saturday we're gonna go and do a hippie raid from our channel because we'll be live with
right?
them at the same time.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I'll
Actually,
do.
7 o'clock New York time, and you said 8 or 9, so we'll
Yeah.
just break off and go over there
Yeah.
and give
Come check
you.
it out. I promise. You're only 58. Don't count them until you have them. I always just say 60 because I'm trying to get used to feeling like I'm 60, bro. 55 was awful.
Yeah,
Now, if I say I'm 60 now, I'm all prepped. When I actually say 60, I'll be like,
I'm
oh,
I'm
60. I was
58.
happy today. Someone was in the stream for several hours who is in their 70s. I think they said 72, 73. I was so happy. I'm like, fucking hell. I am not the oldest motherfucker in this room. It feels good. Sorry to you for being so happy that you're older, but unindoctrinated. I was talking about you today. We're talking
Dude,
about the time that I took my dogs out to Wellfleet on a dog walk, and I was sitting there on a live stream, and I had my camera in my hand like this, and I was trying to type something, and everybody in the chat's going, "Hippie, your dogs," and I'm like not paying attention to the chat. I'm doing this and that. All of a sudden, I look at the chat, and it was like, "Hippie, look at your dogs," and I look down and they're rolling in a dead fucking seal that a shark had like bitten the fucking top half of. And
oh,
it smelled like something I've never smelled to this day. Never smelled anything like it. Yeah. And unindoctrinated dropped $20. You see, I was freaking out because I'm like, shit, I'm supposed to pick up
I just took him to
AF8.
the car wash.
Yeah, I had, luckily, my wife has this, steam clean vacuum. So I probably steam cleaned the back of that car for like 6 hours because I was worried AFA was going to be like, Jesus Christ, fucking hippie, your fucking car stinks.
Check
But
this out, hippie. I'm fixing to bring something in there and show you. My old lady tricked me. She said it was a
right.
cinnamon bear. Well, knowing me, I like hot things anyways. She gave it to me to see if I'd wimp out, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I ate this motherfucker.
What is it? Little Nitro, the world's hottest gummy bear. Oh my God, I would not have tried it. telling you right now, I
Man, look at all
commend
this
you.
shit on the back, dude.
Consumer beware, flamethrower candy company comes experience. So what is it made out of? Is it pepper or is it? I can't really read what it is. So you're moving too much. Just tell me what's it? Corn syrup, sugar, water, citric acid, artificial. I don't see what's hot in it. Like I know about
Corn syrup.
scope. Good. Oh,
Uh,
jalapeno pepper, chili extract, 900 times hotter
9
than
million.
9 million Scoville. Okay, that now I know what we're talking about because I know a few years ago the hottest thing on earth was horseradish, and it was 4.2 million Scovilles, and
That
it showed
shit right there will kick your ass.
I bet 9 million.
It
That's
made
pretty
me
fucking
get a
hot.
little sweaty, and
Oh
I,
shit!
I
I would have
didn't go for the water. I did go for my Sprite, though.
gone. I would have gone to the fucking hospital if I had fucking.
My belly was a little upset, but she made me eat some Ritz crackers, but I only ate
Right?
like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of hot stuff. I don't know why. Like I was talking here recently about how because I'm getting older, I'm putting pepper in more different spicy things that I normally never would have put on my food because I feel like I'm losing my taste a little bit.
Your
So,
your taste buds change every 5 years.
oh really? So
Yeah.
yeah, so now I'm finding myself spicing things with, like Nikki was asking today, do I use turmeric? Well, I actually used a ton of turmeric recently because one, I like that taste, but two, it's also quite healthy. You know what I mean? So
I use sriracha.
sriracha, it must
Yes.
be a mushroom. Is it mushroom?
No, it's
What is it?
hot sauce. You
Oh, okay.
has
Oh,
a
okay. Is it
greenish lid,
green? Yes, yes, I know what you're talking.
and the
Guy I
bottle is
used to
clear
work
with
with used
the
to love that
red
shit.
stuff in there. There's a green one too, but I get the red sriracha. It's man,
I love you,
I
Age. I talked to my
have a good
man
day.
Toe for Life today. Just wanted you to know so you wouldn't get mad or jealous or anything. I popped into his live. I was so exhausted. I just went in. I said hi. I went 6 hours today. Fucking hardcore. I was pretty exhausted, man. People don't realize you come up on a live stream like this and talk for 6 hours. It's you feel like you done some work.
I like
Not
that
easy.
avatar she has.
AJOTs, yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
that's a
Probably
badass avatar.
Probably made with the AI, maybe. I'm not sure. Technology now, everything is
This is my
so easy.
my favorite avatar.
Nice. I'm sure that's AI made, right?
I don't know. I got it off
You
of
off the
Facebook.
internet. Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I
Um,
happened to see it one day and I picked it out.
see, I can't actually show you, but the Copilot is really cool. I mean, you can just type in anything like upstate, blah, blah, blah. The thing is, at first, it doesn't know you, but as you use the AI a little bit, it starts to recognize who you are.
Right.
Um, and then it starts putting pictures more to what you're looking for. I struggled a little bit at the beginning, but now it pretty much hits home runs. Today's icon is badass. Me with the crow, with fire coming out of our eyes and shit. I love crows, and that was just spot on for.
What is it called when there's more than one crow?
Is that, I can't think of it. I
It's
don't
a
know.
murder.
Murder. That's right.
Murder.
Yeah, murder. Yeah, we've been feeding the same birds at this house for 23 years. It's funny in the summertime, my wife she'll go outside and make crow noises and puts out peanuts and bread, and fucking the crows just come swooping in like instantly.
And they're so intelligent.
Oh yeah,
Man,
they supposedly they can recognize a face for up to 2 years.
Yeah.
Have this experiment where this guy goes into a park and he fires like some kind of non-lethal weapon in the park, and all the crows freak out, and they're all sitting in a tree and they're all like making noises, and then every time that guy would go back to that fucking park, the crows would all flip the fuck out and gather and blah blah blah. Pretty rad.
Yeah. And if they see him every day for 2 years, they're going to keep on remembering him.
If
It's
you
like
ever try the one chip challenge, if you wonder why the box it comes in is in a little coffin, that is for your asshole after it's over. that's
yes,
pretty that's pretty funny, bro.
that that's
That
what
is real
happens.
funny.
That thing will melt, man. You'll be like Cheech Marin saying, "Come on, ice cream," you know.
Right?
Fucking
Is
A.
does milk actually? I think milk, yeah, that's one of the things that supposedly helps that hot sauce phenomenon go away, right?
Green and red, yeah. I get the green top, but that's the red one. I go down in the fridge. I think it's in the fridge. It's
Don't do it.
downstairs.
I would my ass would not recover if I ate something like that, the green cap. Like I don't know, I would walk funny for a month.
Well, see,
Not that I don't walk funny
both of
anyway,
them are
but
good. I mean, you you put a little sriracha like on your eggs. That's some good stuff. That man, you just drizzle it. And not me, I put a lot, but if
do
you just
you? Oh
no,
man.
just drizzle it.
No. Cause you know what? Like once in a while we get the steak special from Papa Gino's, and I always ask for the peppers on the side because my
Yeah.
wife likes putting the hot peppers on there. So I get it on the side, and then I put like a little bit, you know what I mean, on it, and it's like I don't know. Wendy's chili for me is hot, for crying out loud. I don't know. It's like
What?
the gummies, man. I just spices for me are yeah. So
Everybody
I could
here
never
on
do that.
everybody
Yeah, I
here
would.
on the East Coast cannot handle hot stuff. I mean, from here probably down into Florida even. Serious, dude. East Coasters can't handle hot stuff. You go
Yeah,
out
and
west,
old guys.
well, I'm old and I like hot stuff, but I'm half Spain Spanish. My dad was full blood Spain Spanish. I don't know if it's in. I don't know if it's my dad could eat like peppuccinos and habaneros. I can't eat a habanero. That'll fire me up.
Yeah, I definitely, bro, could not eat that. I would. I mean, I probably could get through eating it, but then I would have to shut the camera off and fucking run and die. I can't do hot, says Ojat. Ojat. Wow, that's pretty stoned. Ojat. Hey, Ojat, I love you. Why are you not on the screen? I am really fucking high.
I can't do hot. Nope. That's what my old
Yeah.
lady says, man. Don't give me nothing. She thinks it my stuff. I get the medium paste picante in case she does accidentally get a hold of it, and she she can't handle it.
Yeah, and I feel like for me, it would not only be that day, but then the next day. You know what I mean? Just murder when I had to use the toilet, you know? Mm, mm. Oh,
Red hot,
John! I love you, oh, John.
red hot fire water is what's going into the toilet.
Hey, that's what happens unindoctrinated when you have your own private stuff. You know, when people buy weed from the dispensary, they don't realize how abused weed is because they roll it and tumble it and they steal all the trichlomes to make sodas and lollipops and gummies. So your weed is actually kind of nice. There you go.
This is animal crackers.
Nice. So you don't really get Angel. Good to see you, hon.
This right here is Pink Kush.
So all from the dispensary?
This guy is also a dispensary, but he gave me some of his personal. So
Yep.
I like I've said, I gave weed like randomly here and there. They know me from YouTube, from
Right.
Devo's channel.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
Hit that like button. Thank you, Angel. Much love, hon. Hope everything's good with you.
We have
Yeah.
great sponsors. Devo does. He has his growers out there that he gets bud from. Plus, he grew his own.
Right.
But I grew my own to give away, and I go to all these dispensaries and do little videos and put them out there.
Yeah, that's cool. Fucking A, weed sharing. I share a lot of weed. If I get like scruff down low that I don't want or something, I'll give it to people and that I know are struggling. Still gets you high, especially bonging it,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
good
why I
one,
got my
dude.
bong right there. If I have some that's less than 27%, I bong it.
All right.
I
Glad
don't
to
have.
hear it, Angel. Seen I watched a few of your lives and you seemed pretty sad recently. Sorry. Things aren't going great, Angel. Yes, man.
Angeline.
Yeah, she's a channel that I found a long time ago, and I like going over. She sings with a lot of her friends, and she sings, and I just like going over there because it was always real quiet. Nobody knew me. They're all very cordial. You know what I mean?
Tell her
I
to
like
come
going
over to.
places where I'm not known, where I can just chill, meet new people, chit chat. One of the reasons why I love gaming so much because I can just
Yes.
have camaraderie with a bunch of people.
Yes. That's that's the whole reason why I got Devo to do his channel.
Yep. Oh, he's got
I
his own channel now. I thought you guys always
well,
each had your own channel.
I
Yeah.
I own the channel, but it's his channel.
Right. Gotcha.
You ask him whose channel it is, and he'll say, "Last time I remember, this is called Devo's Weed Chronicles, not Upstate." You
Right.
know, it's we love people that sing. That's
Share.
why
You can share the ownership.
well, we don't really, but he is like
No, I'm saying that you guys could share your channels to each other. Like you could be,
right.
partial owner and blah blah blah. But whatever. I mean, whatever
He's a god
works,
mod.
really.
He's
Right.
just a god mod. That's all he
Right.
is. And we have one other god mod,
Nice.
and uh, he only that's the only reason why he is there is if anybody ever did anything, he could go back and work on that video and get all that crazy shit out.
Right.
Except for Rumble, we don't care. You can come up and
Right.
porn bomb us, and it's just content.
Right. Yeah. Thing is about the one thing I really didn't like too about Rumble, as I recall, was to put on notifications. It's quite difficult. You have to like go into settings and you have to know what you're doing to turn on notifications so that when someone subscribed to you, they know when you go live, which is why,
Right.
I don't know
Yeah, if
what
you
you
don't know
guys,
what
I
you're
don't know
doing,
what,
it's like YouTube. It's
if
just
you,
like YouTube.
yeah, I don't know how
When
many
you
people
first
you get to
started on
watch,
YouTube,
but
I bet it sucked.
do you get a lot of people from YouTube coming over or,
Yeah,
yeah?
we got
Nice.
420 some odd, like 23 or something like that. But it's
That's
not
awesome.
many. But a lot of them are from Rumble. We have over 1,000 on his YouTube channel, and we'd rather switch from YouTube to Rumble only. Just
Elmer
the way
Skaggs. Let me refill my coffee. I will be back in 2 seconds. Let's see if I
two
can
and
make this.
two.
Look at, be right back. Tell this clown to hurry up.
Wasn't that Arsenio Hall that did that? We'll be back in 2 and 2. I want to say it was Arsenio Hall, but I don't think it was. Oh my God. I can't remember. Rumble is a Canadian company just like YouTube, only better. And it's RUMBLE. Hey Seymour, how you doing, brother?
Seymour, what's up, buddy? How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? What the hell is that? So have you guys had any snow this winter? What's your winter been like?
Dude, we've had all kinds of snow.
Really?
Yeah.
This is going on like the 4th year of not really having any snow. There's like a little bit of snow on the ground right now, but
Cape Cod said the same thing.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, Cape Cod. Yeah.
And Cape Cod was saying that the other night on Devos. He hasn't seen flurries. That's about it. You know.
Bones, welcome in. It was Love Connection guy would say, "See you in 2." I'm trying to. I remember that show, The Love Connection. The Love Connection.
Be back in 2 and 2.
So that's crazy though that you're having snow and we're not far away. A couple hours. Wow, I guess 8 hours. I think when we looked. Really?
Yeah, like not really, really, really bad, but we got probably 3.5 foot out there in the yard. Brandon Mitchell.
Cheers, everybody. Brandon, what's up, brother? I hate the day this song keeps wanting to play. It's got 5 million views, 8 years ago. John Lee Hooker. I want to hear a chunk of it. Why does it keep pushing to me?
It likes pushing back.
It's the Google fucking algorithm. John Lee Hooker. Hard Times. Sounds good.
We listened to I forget who it was. Dang,
sounds really good.
Yeah, I'm a stoner. But I just had it, now I don't.
Yep, that's what happens to me everything I talk about. I get halfway through the conversation and then it's gone.
Yep.
Chuck Woolery, The Love Connection. Wow, look at that. That's funny. I remember that guy.
Yeah.
The Love Connection. I'm gonna right now I want to Google what was the song? Like I can't remember it. Here there's an intro. The Love. Full episode theme song. Here we go. Oh no. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Love Connection.
I want to drop your panel link, hit me.
Alright, someone looking for a link.
Darlene said that.
Whoa, that just got loud. I thought that was the song. Lucy Good Bones. Wait, what happened there? There's no words? Wait.
Wow.
No, there's no words. All right, now kind of got me curious. I remember the show. 1968.
Welcome to Love Connection, where old-fashioned romance meets modern day.
Man, TV in the old days was something else. You know what I'm saying? The love. Let me hear this again.
Remember the Love Boat,
Right? The love boat.
Fantasy Island.
With the little midget, Fantasy Island. Yeah, I guess that's probably not an appropriate word, but hippie's not very appropriate.
Tattoo. If that guy
Tattoo,
comes up-
yes.
I have a fear. Okay, some people have fear of clowns.
Where
I have
old-fashioned
fear of midgets.
romance meets modern day.
I get
Right?
approached by a midget. That little sucker's fixing to be a football.
Know the intimate details
I'm saying,
of a first date.
somebody around me better tell that son of a bitch to go the other way.
And now, here's Chuck Woolley, whatever the fuck his name is.
Chuck Woolley.
She's originally from Brooklyn.
We can't. Oh shit, Elmo. Let me remove this. Hang on, Elmo. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I forgot that I'm shirtless. I'll have to.
No,
I'll
you're
have to
good.
do
The other fucking guy up here is shirtless.
Oh,
too.
he's shirtless too.
Yeah. So you're all good,
Oh man, I'll tell you what, I feel at home now. I was
right?
going to block the video and then get a shirt on real quick and then turn it off.
No,
I'll
you're
forego
good.
that.
Why?
How is everyone?
I'm not doing bad.
Same here. Really can't complain. I'm going to be dirt poor here in about a month. Well, about a couple of weeks, I'll be dirt poor.
I've been there for months, bro. Since my surgery, I have just really not been pretty.
Yeah, every dollar you got is already spent, or any.
Well, like I was saying to people, it's when you start going, what's more important, the electric bill, the internet, the heat,
Yeah.
So I know all about it. I'm doing better right now, but the problem is it just takes one unknown bill to put everything into a mess,
I'm a vet.
I'm going to have to go ahead and get myself a shotgun while the getting's good on that supply and relearn how to hunt squirrels again. So I think we're all going to start. We're all going to start having to do it. Squirrels been taking a break, so there's a lot of them out there.
Take it off.
I love squirrels.
Oh yeah, them darn things are out there all over the place.
You want to see Hippie take it off on a dark day? Come by Saturday night. You can see Hippie. Hang on, I'll join.
I was up in Quad City. I can't remember what.
It really can't get much gayer unless we were sitting here in our underwear. I'm just saying, this is like the guys in P-Town with the same Cape Cod shirt on, walking around hugging each other.
Three old stoners with no shirts on.
Yeah, sitting back in their man cave, right?
I don't know what we are, but yeah, the stone part definitely.
Oh yeah. I'm getting ready to break up some. I got some Ohio stuff right here. I'm gonna break that up into a hoodie, I guess.
That looks really nice. I saw you say something about you got your niece some help. She's in the
drug rehab.
Rehab.
Man, where I live at right here, she started hanging out with a girl that lives across from me, and when she found out I lived here, she kind of hooked on to me and sort of became homeless. She was already living on that girl's couch, so she decided to come over and live on my couch for a while. And I had to take her in because she's family. She's my sister's granddaughter, see? And my ex-wife doesn't understand. She still doesn't understand. She won't understand. And no matter how many times I try to explain to her. Says the kids won't come over. They think she's dangerous. I said, well, you can't throw that at me because they don't come over anyway.
Take that.
So that's the reason, huh? The newest reason, huh?
all right.
So okay, so
this next song goes out to the shirtless guy. Here we go.
So I managed to get her into some help finally.
Nice.
It was a struggle.
I love Liam, actually.
I had to help her fight. I had to help her fight her demons. I had to help her fight her demons for a while.
Good for you, man. I'm glad you could help her.
I did.
And one of the things I always say about the live stream, like the talk can be pretty random up here, but some of the talk can be helping people, like today, a lot of talk about different kinds of medication, natural to take for pain. We're talking about different kinds of mushrooms, talking about turmeric, talking about low blood sugar, not eating a lot of carbs can help as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she was one of these stowaway girls, I guess, what you call them, lost girls. And I could tell she was struggling for resources, and she was looking to save money to get a travel case. And I happened to have one, or had, and I only used it once going to Minnesota and back. And I told her, I said, well, if my travel case is empty there, you can have it for a Christmas present. Just go ahead and take it.
Yeah. Nikki, today was a great live. We had 500 people come through before I shut down. That was a really good stream. Yeah. Today's daytime stream was off the hook. A lot of it was people I really didn't even know. I think I picked up 25 subs today, some weird way. Yeah.
People
I think that's the most.
man.
That's the most increase I've had in quite a while. When I was doing shorts for a while there, dude, I'm just under 1 million views right now. Very, very close to 1 million views for an old turd. It's pretty fun.
Hell yeah.
But
Diva's
shorts,
at like 100,000.
shorts YouTube's pushing 100,000. Yeah.
I think so.
I think the little. Let me play a song for Upstate. Here we go. Ready? Eat some pot leaves, brother. I'll be here later if you get it done easy.
I'm still here. I'll be back on here and just.
Thing in the 80s is.
I've rocked on this song many a times in the car.
Right?
Going down the road, you hear this, this nice looking song. It don't matter who's singing it. It's good. It's a good song. Yeah.
I'm gonna get. Let's see. What else can I find?
Mr. Wham Wham.
There we go.
Have you ever heard the song, the Toast song, Burnt Toast?
Doesn't sound familiar. No, Burnt Toast.
Yeah, it's
So
you just query in the Toast song. It'll probably come up, the Toast song. It's pretty ridiculous, but it's not too bad.
What's her name? Brooke Cameron. She got me onto this song here that just I can't stop playing.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Coffee in a Dream.
Uh-huh.
It's just fucking, that song sticks in my head bad. I'm singing it all day long. And he hasn't really struck out at me or copyright claimed me or anything, so I don't know. I think it's great music. I'm not really going to care if people cry about
You remember Our House in the Middle of the Street?
Oh, yeah. Burning
You hear
Head.
that song? Oh, yeah, that was a great song.
That's a really good song. I don't think I've ever played that.
Our house in the middle of the street. Our house. It's a pretty good song, actually. I ever listened to it on the
original. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yep. Woo! Welcome to the 80s, ladies and gentlemen, where you can hear songs you haven't heard since you were in high school. Welcome. Woo!
This is that song, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this was the original. I think Talking Heads did it. It was pretty good, but I think it's the original.
Brothers got tonight to keep you cocking around.
Our house in the middle of the street. Our house in the middle of
our house, it has a crowd. There's always something happening, and it's usually quite loud. Our mum, she's so house proud.
Yeah, I like
Nothing
that.
ever slows her down, and a mess is not allowed.
I might like the Talking Head version.
in the middle of our street. Our house in the middle of our house in the middle of our
I remember listening to this on a job site one time. And half the crew liked it and half the crew didn't. One guy goes, I don't get it. It's our house in the middle of the street, right?
Right.
So I go, yeah. But it's fun to sing it. So don't you just sometimes sing just to be singing? I don't know. Songs aren't really meant to be understood sometimes. They're just silly.
Right?
Yeah, they just make you feel good just to hear them and sing them, you know?
Yo, VIP. Let's kick it.
Here we go.
Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby.
Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. Flow like a harpoon daily and nightly.
Will it ever stop?
Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance. Crush a speaker that booms. I'm killing your brain like a poison. Deadly. When I play a dope melody, anything less than the best is a melody. Love it or leave it. You better gain weight. You better hit bullseye. The kid don't play. If there's a problem, yo, I'll solve.
Is this what they call sampling? Music made from sampling?
Is it
From
good?
Yeah.
History. It's good.
Now that the party is jumping, with the bass kicked in and the figures are pumping, quick to the point, no faking.
Yeah, the
Cheese like a pound of
uptake up
bacon.
all turned on. I
Quick
took
and
my
nimble.
clothes off,
I
and
go
then I
crazy when I hear a
did
cymbal, a
up.
hi-hat.
I was singing to him, and
tempo. I'm on a roll. It's time to get
and it
solo.
ran.
Rolling. Hit my 5.0 with my rag top down
Here we
so my
go.
hair can blow. The girl is on standby, waiting just to say hi.
Did you stop?
No, I just drove by, kept on. Pursuing to the next stop. I bust a left and I'm heading to the next block. The block was dead, yo, so I continue to A1A.
Okay.
He's trying out there.
Girls were hot, wearing less than bikinis. Rock men lovers, driving Lamborghinis. Jealous, cause I'm out getting mine. Shade with the gauge and vanilla with the nine. Ready for the chumps on the wall. The chumps acting ill because it's for a ball. Gunshots ranged out like a bell. I grabbed my knife while I heard one shell falling on the concrete real fast. Jumped in my car, slammed on the gas. Bumper to bumper, the avenue
him at the
packed.
very end
Time
of
to
his
get away
section.
before the jack is
I didn't even know he went.
Oh, you didn't know he was live?
No.
He's on Josh and Chelsea's right now, or was. Maybe it's,
Who
I'd say
now?
it's
Who are we
still.
talking about?
Josh and Chelsea Pinehurst. Have you ever heard of them?
It doesn't sound familiar. No.
They're a Canadian couple. They live up
Okay.
there in Canada, and they're pretty good. They're good
Does
people.
Myron Kilkenny and all those guys? Josh, he does um cranberries. He put out a short today. He's fighting with somebody named Steve. That Josh? I feel like his last name is Amherst. No, I'm
Yeah,
confused.
Amherst. Yeah, yeah, that
Oh,
Josh.
that's him? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He comes
yeah,
in once in a while. They're live right now, I think. I tend to go live later at night like he does, but anyway. I don't compete with anybody. I just go live whenever
no,
it feels right. For me tonight, I was hurting in pain. I knew I wasn't going to sleep, even though I'm exhausted from going live 6 hours earlier today. Uh, I knew I wasn't going to go to sleep. I was going to lay there hurting in pain. So,
Josh is
uh,
pretty strong in his belief systems, and
oh yeah, got
yeah, he's a pretty good kid. But yeah, he's
gotcha. I've known him for a very long time, since the beginning of my YouTube. Kind of, I met a bunch of guys from a guy called Dirty Mike and Myron
yeah,
Kilkenny. He's the older guy with the beard that always hangs out in there. I met Josh and those guys from hanging out at Myron's channel. You know,
yeah.
I
Myron,
met.
he's a pretty cool cat. I like him.
Yeah, Myron's a good dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
He's
real
pretty-
he's a real fella. He's having problems with his brother, and I'm having problems with my brother.
Oh,
Brothers.
really? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry to hear that. I didn't know that he was having issues. Yeah, it sucks.
I didn't ask why. He just said that they parted ways a few years ago, and that's that. I understand what that means because it happened. My life. It's happened in my life. I think for the last time. Happened a couple times, but this last time I think I don't think there's any kind of getting back to that's all.
Yeah. I
People aren't
made
required.
cabbage rolls for dinner. Damn, that sounds good.
That's the thing about being free is you're not required to be with people you don't like. Don't matter what they're doing.
Thank you for hanging out, Barbara. Much appreciated. Oh, it's Taylor's Whisper is the jam. I love that song, honestly. I was just kidding around with Upstate. Uh, I made beef Oh my God, Darlene. What did I have? I had two waffles and peanut butter and um, Thomas's English muffin. That was my dinner tonight. My little brother's song before he died. He loved this shit.
Didn't?
Say
Was I off for a minute or two?
it again. Were you off for a minute or two? Oh,
Yeah.
good.
No.
All right.
Because I can dual screen my phone and bring up the panel or the discussion board.
I
And
made chili. I'm so jealous, Deja. Really? It's like the only thing I have left is food. Like can't drink because I'm an idiot. I can't do drugs because I'm an idiot. Because I can't like just do a little bit of drugs. I got to do all of the drugs. So really, all I can do now is just eat food, and it's like obviously not healthy. So damn it, life is so mean. Okay, we can all share the supper. A little bit of everything sounds delicious. I am totally down with that. It's my old neighborhood potluck, right? This is like food, man. I've even been enjoying cooking more recently. I cook quite a bit. I don't know. Because you know what it is? TikTok. I've been doing TikTok a little bit, and TikTok has the most amazing fucking food recipes of anything. No, and a plate for those waffles. That chocolate chip waffles, Darlene. Yeah, very tasty. Mhm. Lots of butter and lots of um, syrup. Yeah. Although, they say syrup is like tree semen, so I don't know. Still gonna eat it anyway. Yeah, these are just the Egos. They're not that great. My wife and my granddaughter, like last night, were talking about buying one of those ones where you pour the stuff in and then you flip it over. I don't know. We'll see. No, 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 yeah. Well, we got a good picture of him though. Almost
Yeah,
has. There he is.
yeah, yeah. That's this back shelf behind me. The apartment I
You
live
were,
in
you
came
were,
with.
you were frozen for quite a while.
Oh, was I?
Yeah, it was just your picture not moving, but it was a good picture, so it wasn't bad.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I
You
was
know,
reading the message board down there.
gotcha.
That's
Yeah, sometimes when you're reading message, if you X out instead of going backwards, it works much better. If you go backwards, it like kicks you right out of the stream. It's a pain in the ass. I always was
oh
never
yeah,
good at reading chat while on my cell phone. Cell phones and
right.
me I'm too stupid. I
Yeah,
love.
it gets complicated. It does.
I want waffles with strawberries. Oh, what are we gonna do? With strawberries.
Oh
This is
man, it sounds really good. I do have
yeah.
a question though, hippie.
Uh,
What is a potluck, or was it potluck, or what was it called?
yeah, potluck is where a bunch of your friends cook a big dinner and hang out and eat. I'm not a fan of friends, so that doesn't really
What are they
work for me.
serving? What are
Part
they?
all by myself is great.
What is it though? What is a potluck?
I don't know,
Is it
pot
a dish?
roast or whatever food that you enjoy would be my guess. You know,
Oh, okay.
yeah. It's
Mm,
so good. Wow, that's a John Mellencamp, man. That's an oldie.
I'd take a big old pot of beans. Hope
Pot of beef.
somebody's got some good cornbread.
Remember that big chunk of bacon fat they put in there? That's what I want. You take the beans, and I'll eat your big chunk of gross fat in there.
Yeah, it'll be in there. Well, right now I got smoked neck bones.
Everybody
That's what
brings
it's called.
something to dinner, Darlene says. Oh, I was just going to drop the link. Thanks, Darlene. Yeah, everybody brings food. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, for the food, I guess I'll go. I went to my wife's Christmas party the last couple of years just because I love the food,
the
Free food, there's nothing like it.
different varieties of food.
Yeah, it's always something that you
Pe-
don't normally eat, but you're
People,
like, I'll eat it because it's free. Yeah,
yeah,
that's how
some
I.
people have their own take on how they make one type of food over another type. And it's interesting to see
That's
how different.
usually the seafood era. I'm not a fan. Really not a fan of seafood. Waffles in an English muffin, laugh out loud. Yeah, that's what I had. I don't know. It was quick and easy. It was what I was craving. I'm trying to get pregnant. So, ATL. Lyrica. Isn't that the generic name for the other one there? Because that other shit made me wicked dizzy. didn't take it. I
Lyrica is pregammon.
right, gabapentin, right? Yeah,
Yeah, it's the opposite of gabapentin.
right. And then recently I've heard ATL. I'm pretty sure me and John Denicola were talking about how it's being linked to cancer now.
Lyrica is.
The gabapentin is. I'm not positive
Oh.
about the Lyrica. I'm assuming Lyrica is the same because I'm pretty sure Lyrica is just generic gabapentin, as I remember.
No, it's called pregabalin. It's a different. It's a different molecule.
Is it?
Than gabapentin. Yeah, it's different from gabapentin, but it affects the same area in the same way, but it's a different molecule. That's I don't know how you. I guess you'd have to look it up to see the difference, but there's probably because it's a gabalin and it's a gabapentin.
This one goes out to all the beautiful ladies.
Yeah, they're related. The two molecules are related. They're just been rearranged in a different way, but still has the same effect. That's about what it is. So if one causes cancer, this one probably causes cancer too. If gabapentin causes cancer, then the pregabalin probably causes cancer as well.
I saw Carolina got arrested again. I think it was CMA put out a video saying more retaliation on Carolina. I mean, I'm one who always tell people when they ask, is that something I should get involved in? Auditing? Yeah, it's fine if you got no family and you got money to get yourself out of the mess, but it can bring you a lot of misery. I enjoyed it, but I'm just physically, I'm not fucking really capable anymore. So that link is then messing with an attorney at the same time. Them messing with an attorney. Really? Wow.
Let's see here.
I just called to
I just took this. I think it only took maybe 2 hits off this thing and set it down.
That we not staying lit for you, bro?
I'm forgetting that I got it.
Do a breakdown on the meds? That's a good idea. What is a PDR? If only I knew.
I forgot that I rolled it. I just looked over there and I seen it sitting there. Like, oh man, I just rolled that and lit it up. What's it doing over there?
2 giant cups of coffee. Giant. Oh, it's a book? You want me? Wait. ATL, you want me to get a book? Are you fucking crazy, bro?
Get a what?
Books are illegal. A book?
A book?
Yeah, a book. Decisions, reference, desktop book. I'm sure, I mean, if you could Google it, it would tell you. That would be more up my alley. Like, hey, Google, what's the fucking exact thing in Lyrica? Blah, blah, blah. But I'm too fucking lazy for that. My son has an account with GPT-4. He pays money for it. That shit'll tell him anything instantly. Yes, you darn hippie.
I had to stop taking the gabapentin because I was hallucinating off of it. I was taking it twice a day, and I'd hallucinate, so I'd take it down to once a day, and then stop for a while, and then I started hallucinating off of it again. So I had to completely stop taking it, and then I went to the pregabalin, and I've been on pregabalin ever since. And then I hallucinate every once in a blue moon. I'll have an hallucination.
I don't believe the government, the scientists, and all that about all these drugs. I'd rather fucking be in pain. You know what I mean? Honestly, than take any more medicine. I'm just fucking sick of it. You know? Trying to do the all natural with Matt. because like I was talking to my kid tonight, and he's like, "Well, you could get some help." Because I told him I was pretty close to crying again today. My pain level is quite severe, and he's like, "Well, you could go back and get help and sign a pain agreement. That would mean I'd have to quit smoking weed, and then now I'm taking opiates, and So, it just sucks to be in pain. People don't realize if you're in pain daily, just imagine having a shitty day and now you're in pain every day, and the shitty day has the pain on top of the shitty day. It just, I don't know. It's old after a while. It's been really bad for about a month. Like, it's rotting my brain. That rock and roll is rotting your brain. No, it's all this weed. If you want to help hippie, get test. My son was saying that tonight as well.
Have you ever tried acupuncture?
No, but I've heard that because I'm 58, that my testosterone is pretty low, and that if I get a testosterone shot, it will boost my energy levels. And I was just talking with my son about it tonight.
The atrophy on your muscle is not supporting your bone tissue anymore because your testosterone levels are dropping. So if you go ahead and you get yourself on a regular testosterone shot to bring that up again, you'll start regaining muscle tissue, which will ease that pain that you have.
Yeah, like I've been just talking a bunch about the mushrooms because everyone's, saying psilocybin, if you take low doses, microdosing, works very well for neuropathy, and it's like, I've tried everything recently. I tried kratom, I think it worked for a couple of days. And then when I was like, I'm just going to stop taking it for the hell of it, I had withdrawals. I don't care what anybody says. I had some kind of a withdrawal. And to me, that's just not right,
No, kratom is not the way to go.
Yeah, so I stopped doing that. And, I don't know. Exercising more would probably help. But when you're in pain, it's hard to exercise. They have patches. What kind of patches? You mean like opiate patches? Yeah, but again, Darlene, it's like fuck.
No, what you want to do is go get yourself a O2 concentrator.
Yeah.
And at night when you go to bed, you put that on. Do you use a CPAP machine?
No.
But throughout the day, what you want to do is start using taking in some O2 for at least several hours a day.
This is weird because this is another discussion on my channel today. Apparently, Walmart is now selling the oxygen in a can, and it's crazy. It has like a mouthpiece on it, and it's supposed to increase health and blah blah blah. And
yeah, that's for like people that are running or going to a high altitude, give them a little kick. But that's not.
I think that's just for fucking people who are tricked by advertising. Yeah. I'm sure it probably has some effect. Like I've heard that oxygen makes you think straighter, more. Your muscles react better, but it's also when you do too much oxygen can be counterproductive. So there's like a fine line where.
Well, the best thing to do would be to get a hyperbaric chamber,
right?
And you do it like 3 times a week, where it's actually you're getting your oxygen into your tissue. That's going to force your body to repair the damage. But just having the regular O2 for a couple hours a day is going to help you out along with the testosterone shot, and you should be good to go.
That's what it was. Nikki said actually canned O2, so that's oxygen, right? O2 is oxygen. Yeah. Kratom has opioid. Yeah, I agree 100% in unindoctrinated. I think it worked for a few days, and I felt like my camera's fucked. I felt I don't know how to explain the overall feeling that you get when you take opiates. You know what I mean? I wasn't like zinging like I was high on opiates, but I had that feeling of like happiness and blah blah blah. But I don't know, man. It didn't work for after a couple of days, and I'm like, you know how it is, man. Everything some things work for some people and don't work for others. A lot of people swear by that shit. I don't know. I stopped taking it right away.
Well, what's your background, hippie?
As far as
What are you German or something?
Portuguese.
You're Portuguese?
Yeah, I think I'm majority Portuguese. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of guys out
I
there
think
on
my
the
mom,
Yeah.
might be Irish and English too. I think maybe or something like that. I'm a fucking half breed.
You can do a genetic workup, but if you do it, don't put your real name on it. Put a fake name on it,
Yeah.
and then you do the whole genetic workup. And the Portuguese have some issues with with a couple of gene mutations that make you less susceptible to opiate medications,
Mm-hmm.
and it might be worth looking into.
Yeah.
That's why the
Henry.
Audio check.
Yep,
So
you're
now,
here. Neil. Sorry.
Portugal borders with Spain, right? That's
Yeah.
Portugal. Yeah. Okay.
Portugal
Yeah.
is right on the side of Spain, and then the Azores, the islands off the coast of Spain, or Portugal.
Thank you for coming in, Marie. Yeah, things are good. I'm doing better than I was. I'm having
This
problems
duty
with a
won't
lot.
stay lit. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, hippie. I'm in a wheelchair now.
Yeah, I'm. That sucks, brother.
Hippie. He was right about the testosterone thing,
Yeah.
But I would also I'd stick with the microdosing mushroom thing because that's really the most effective thing you can do to control contracted pain. That's serious, man. The mushrooms just.
Yeah. Oh, I had a 6-hour live stream today. We talked about a lot of different things that people were, pain was a big subject of today's live, and a lot of it was about non-psychedelic mushrooms as well as some other things. We were talking about mullein, we were talking about guaikong or guaigong, and a couple other talking about lion's mane, which is a non-psychedelic mushroom. Just talking about a lot of health type stuff. It was pretty good, but the general consensus is that psilocybin works really well when microdosed for pain.
Yes, it does. The VA is running a study right now with it, and they're really doing the follow-up research.
Right now, but I would just feel like I don't really want to do it because it's illegal, and not that I'm like this angel who, oh my god, doesn't break the law, but it's just like having that shit around. If I get somehow caught, it's just the whole thing is just not worth it, even though I'm dying in pain. Like you can buy the spores, and I'm a really good, grower, and I'm very knowledgeable of botany, and I could grow that shit incredible. But we almost passed it. This vote for Trump, we voted on it, and of course, people are like mushrooms. Oh my god, people will be tripping everywhere. No, it wasn't about that. It was about making it so that people could do research on it, and that it would be legal for adults over 18. You know what I mean?
Well,
or maybe it was
bro, I'd be
21.
happy to freaking make you up some and freaking jar it up for you and send it to you, man. I mean, you don't have to pay me or anything. I just send it to you. If you need it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, we've talked about saying we talk offline sometimes.
Are you having fibromyalgia? Is that what it is?
I have neuropathy. So neuropathy is basically just burning. It starts in between the tips of my fingers. Oh, my beautiful fingers, guys. Let me show you.
Yeah.
But it starts in between my fingers, and then it just runs right up to my neck. And
are you diabetic?
I'm not. No. That's what I would say most people know. No, I've had these crazy neck surgeries, and neuropathy. I guess they called my left arm regional pain syndrome, which I don't really know what that technical word is, but and now recently I had this new surgery, which was very intense, and that was they notched C4 vertebrae, they cut C5 vertebrae in half, they notched C6, and they took a cadaver bone, put that in my neck between C4, C5, and C6, and then they took a titanium cage and put that around C4, C5, and C6.
I
So
had
my
the
surgery was fucking intense.
I had the same exact thing done.
What was it called? Something with a P. I can't remember because originally I had disc fusion and then that failed. And what was happening was I was having terrible pain in my right arm. I'd had pain in my left arm from the surgery originally with the disc fusion. And then all of a sudden now my right arm started hurting. So when I went in for surgery, he said, yeah, scar tissue's pushing on something, blah, blah, blah. You know, you need to, it's only going to get worse. And, you know, you're going to end up, you know, paralyzed. So then I went in and had that surgery done. And it was a lot more intense than the disc fusion. I was devastated for the first month, man. It was bad. I couldn't swallow. It was bad, you know.
So which one are you on? Are you on gabapentin or are you on?
I'm on nothing. I'm on
You're on
fucking
nothing?
smash my hand with a hammer to make my neck and arm not hurt, you know. Yeah,
I live with the most worst pain there is, dude. From it's like it's called paresthesia. From the waist
right.
down, there's not a part of my body from the waist down that doesn't feel like I'm being burned alive.
So that's tingling, right? Paresthesia is like tingling when you touch it.
It feels like somebody dips me into a vat of oil, boiling oil, and puts me in and out from the waist
That's
down.
basically how my arm is. My arm feels like they're burning it. Like I have that sensation. Like I put my hand in, and I told the doctor when my left arm first started hurting, it was so bad at times that I want to remove my fucking arm. And my surgeon, who's a real good friend of mine, I've known him for years. He does stuff online and stuff. He's like, listen, you'll have ghost phantom pain, and you'll regret it. It's like, please, don't ever get into a fucking place in your life where you're thinking about cutting your own arm off because it won't help you.
It won't go away.
Yeah, I said the same thing because I was like, you know, why do I even need my fucking legs, man? They don't work anyway. They're going with this pain, cut them off, man. And they're going, no, you don't want to do that, man. You know, because they'll be at twice the fucking pain. And I go, what? Wait, there's worse,
right?
Yeah, the pain's coming from your brain. It's not coming from the limb.
And
well, right. It's because like when I got shot, it disrupted the nervous system. So like what you're sort of right. When your brain sends a signal down to your muscles and that doesn't work. What the signal that comes back is something's wrong. So your brain interprets that as pain. That's
how my arms got fucked up is because the disc C5 or C4, which was originally fucked up, which started all this, had pushed on my spinal cord from a 12.3 centimeter or millimeter down to a 6.9. Now, at the end of my first time when I was fighting the insurance company trying to get my surgery done, I talked to my surgeon. He said, "What's going on, Dennis?" And I said, "I'm tripping on stairs now. My legs are like completely not mine anymore. I'm pretty bad." And he's like, "I'm scheduling your surgery tomorrow, because I'm not going to let you be paralyzed because the insurance company is a piece of poop." So he literally did my surgery without knowing for sure whether or not he was, going to get paid. And he just did my newest surgery, and he's a great dude. Been helping me immensely.
Yeah, that's an expensive one too.
Yeah, oh yeah. I forget the titanium plate on my first surgery was $40,000 for a 3-inch with 6 titanium screws. That was just the plate alone. I think it was $70,000, and that was in 2010. And this surgery is way more intense.
Yeah, so, my surgery was like 200,000.
Wow.
My fucking hospital bill after the life flight and trauma surgery and all that was $3.5 million.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
Dude, no, one of the medications I took Mavinclan. I had to take it 4 times. Each dose was $150,000.
Wow. Yeah, they had me on this freaking Marinol for a while. Like it was
fake weed.
Gross, yeah. And 90 pills were $1,600, man. They were swacking.
That's what I always not kid around, but I always say when I was doing my meds and I was doing 80 in the morning, a 30 at night. I mean, at lunch, an 80 at night with a bottle of 10s they call breakthrough medicine. They were making a fucking fortune off of me because not only were they making money on that, but they used to drug test me monthly for random drugs, which was an agreement we had to sign. And they were charging like $1,000 a month just for the fucking drug test. So, I mean, you know, back then, that stuff was
Expensive.
money. You know what I mean? Hippie,
Yeah.
that's the kind of doc you need. Puts health above profit, which makes a change. Well, it's funny because I've known this guy for, I don't know, 15 years, and he does stuff online on Twitch, and he's a great guy. He's really down to earth. A lot of rich people to me, I just can't relate to a rich person. No matter how hard they might try, that I can just sense they're looking down, you know? So, I don't know. But he's a really nice guy. And to go and do something, you know, not knowing what's going to happen is pretty cool. I mean, it was not like it would hurt his wallet. I remember the first time I had surgery with him, he goes, "All right, hippie, you ready?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "You scared?" I go, "I'm fucking scared shitless." He goes, "Oh, that's weird." I go, "Why is that?" He goes, "Because I'm not scared at all." I was like, "Fuck you, you fucker."
Shit.
This time when I went in to have my surgery, the anesthesiologist came in. He goes, "You scared?" I said, "Yeah, I'm really fucking, the anxiety is," because, you know, I was having my doctors at the hospital told me I was having some surgery that I wasn't even having at first. They told me they were cutting a bone out of my own leg to put into my neck. So I'm thinking, oh my God. So now not only am I, and then when the fucking anesthesiologist, he's coming, "No, you're having a cadaver bone. Your surgeon's already picked it. Blah, blah, blah." So I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? These fucking people, you know? Like, really? It almost killed me with fucking fear of, you know, waking up and my leg hurting and my neck, you know?
Yeah, they took the bone out of my leg, out of my hip.
To do your neck?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, they didn't use the cadaver bone.
Wow. Well, I specifically asked for female parts. I mean, wait, no, never mind. Wrong channel. So now my boobs are growing because I got some female bone parts in me. Just saying.
Yeah, wake up like Kate Beckinsale.
Right? Giant set of double D's. I mean, hey. I've always said I would love to have a giant set of tits. Hey, why not? Probably hurts your back, though. Maybe not. Marinol was on lockdown. Double keyed when I worked at the pharmacy. Really? That shit's fucking trash.
It is trash. It's
Yeah.
fucking,
I've had tried it a few times. It's trash.
What?
It made me sick. I didn't like it.
Marinol, it's like the genetic, or not genetic, but the, I don't know,
It's
chemical
a synthetic
version
of THC.
Yeah.
You know?
synthetic. That's the word I was looking for.
Which human growth hormone?
No, it's weed.
Synthetic marijuana.
Oh,
It's like, you know,
Supposed to help your pain, supposedly. They was invented for cancer patients specifically to help them eat, as far as I remember.
yeah,
When I did some research on it years ago.
yeah. That's what it was. Yeah, absolutely. Because they tried to come up with it as a substitute because everything was illegal. You know.
when did they make it illegal? Pot.
Weed. I think like 1934. I think was when
I
they
thought it was
released.
like 1950.
Yeah, it was right after they made that movie,
right?
Reefer
Wasn't it
Madness.
Yeah, wasn't it World War II when everybody had to grow weed? If you had a garden or whatever, people had to grow. And that wasn't that World War One? Maybe World
Might
War
have been
II. I'm
hemp.
not sure.
It might have been hemp, what you're
Right.
thinking about.
Yeah,
Oh, was it weed?
we had a cannabis economy, is what they said, that they were farmers and they
Yeah, hemp.
harvested cannabis for the rope.
Yeah, hemp.
And it was
It's
like,
different. Yeah, that's a
they made
different
rope
plant.
for wood.
Tiffany, Trump says he's moving you guys to America. So
I know. I heard that.
you know what's crazy? On my live stream today, I did the news, right? And I was flicking through the news, and I come across an article that today Google officially changed the name of the Gulf of Mexico to
The Gulf
the
of
Gulf of
America.
America. What the fuck?
It's crazy.
Are you fucking kidding me? Wow.
It's
It's fucking
crazy.
strange.
Who did that? Google did.
Trump signed
Trump
an
did it.
order today or
Yep.
talked about it, and Google officially changed it over.
Yep.
You can
They
Google
did.
it right now, and that top article is going to be and Trump also signed an order that changed Obama named Mount McKinley or had something to do with it, and he changed the name of it to fucking. What did he change the name of it to?
Ah, fuck, I forget. I just heard it too. God damn it.
I'm trying to think of it. I can't.
Yeah, I can't. I'm
Box or something.
Go out. Go.
Yeah. And he says Canada's going to be part of America.
About
That's what he
time.
I was
thinks.
kidding around earlier, and I said, and people probably,
He thinks Greenland.
aggravated by it. But I said, well, you guys need Trump up there in Canada to get rid of all those immigrants, because people like Slow tell me that, Canada's overrun with immigrants up there.
Dude.
Bad.
Dude, that's why I don't understand. Everybody bitches about the southern border, dude. Fucking the northern border, you can walk across the street.
Yeah, my state is and listen, I've talked good about my feelings about immigrants is kind of mixed because, as a father, I can understand, trying to smuggle into America and make money if you're living in South America or some foreign place where, you can't even fucking afford to buy food.
Right.
But, so I understand a man will do what a man has to do to survive, but it's just at a point now where it's like too many.
Well, man, I mean, I agree with that, but there's also another side of it we got to consider. America has always been a land of immigrants. It's since the
Well, it's
founding.
true.
I mean,
Yeah.
the only real Americans that were in this country were
I'm an
Indians and
immigrant.
Mexicans,
Right. Yeah.
So like,
I'm an
dude,
immigrant.
we're all immigrants.
My family's from Portugal. So I'm definitely an immigrant.
Yeah.
Don't tell Crafty. Yeah, where is Crafty? She's usually here.
Well, you know what? That's really true because you go and get a DNA test done. If you think you're 100% raw American, you'll be disappointed. Believe me, because you get a DNA test done, they'll come back and go, "Well, you're probably about half German or half freaking this or whatever." Likely that you're a full-blooded white American is probably very slim to none.
Easing up for me. Yeah, I don't think it's my side. Must be your side, Nikki. They're calling for 3 inches of snow tonight. This is going to be the big snowstorm of 3 years tonight, if it will happen.
I saw it coming.
3 inches. We used to get feet of snow, man. What the fuck?
When I went to
immigrants are
college at
doing to
Cornell,
Canada what Europe did when they came over. Yeah, I remember when Slowburner was saying that. I actually Googled it and I saw this thing about how these certain immigrants, I forget what it was about, but they were blowing up another race of people's pharmacies and all these different businesses and just talking about how I'm all white. Wait, what?
What is it?
You are not. Stop it. I'm all white, she says.
My family lineage comes from the Isle of Man.
Isle of Man,
Hey.
really, TT?
Isle of Man.
Yeah, I know
Got
that.
the DNA test to prove it. I ain't giving up my DNA.
I'm
Fuck
French.
that.
I'm French Canadian, man. So
Are you?
Yeah.
Fucking really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Wow.
For those that doesn't
Somebody
know about
kick him,
the
please.
Isle of Man.
Just kidding.
The Isle of Man is a Scandinavian.
Parlez-vous français? Oui, c'est pas français.
Poo poo.
I was born on the United States soil because of domestic violence, but my parents lived in Canada, so that's how I ended up getting dual citizenship. So,
Oh, look, Google's listening to me, and it just said it came up with an article about The name change of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America is a complex issue with political, historical, and geographical implications. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't ask that to search that. Kind of creeping me out a little bit.
Oh man, I
It's-
did a
yeah.
test on that, man. I freaking went and
You must
picked
have
a
your
random.
AI on.
I picked a
AI
random
too.
item that I was looking at, like say on Amazon, a random item, right? Then I went and created a completely. I don't have Facebook, so I've never. But I created a fake Facebook account, and as soon as I signed in and got to my home page, up in the right hand corner where the advertisements are, was the very item that I had just looked at on Amazon. Now, how in the fuck did Facebook's algorithm know that?
Well, because, you know,
Oh yeah.
probably share all the information. Anne Marie, you know what that's about? Let me tell you what that's about. That's about racism, in my opinion, because Obama had something to do with the original name, and then that's why Trump went in and changed it to Denali because he just wanted to undo what Obama had done. I'm pretty sure that's the gist on that and why he
It
changed
is.
the name.
You're right.
Yeah.
It is. It is. You're right.
Change
And he
it
They're
also.
to
mostly
Denali.
Russian? Privet?
You know what's funny is a lot of people that freaking are like saying, "Well, Trump's getting rid of
European,
Obamacare,"
Russian.
and they find out they're like, "Oh, we're losing our backup insurance, ACA," and the people are like, "I didn't
Even
know ACA and Obamacare were the same thing." Actually, like you just said, racist. It was never titled Obamacare. It was the
I hate
Republicans that threw that
the
on there.
fucking medical, you know, because you
Yeah.
go a lot. You know, when I was recently at the hospital when this shit all started to go down with my neck, and the woman said, "Oh, do you have insurance?" So I said, "Yeah, Medicaid Part A or B or whatever I have because I'm on SSDI." And she's like, "Oh, do you have any supplemental
I
insurance?"
know that.
I looked at my wife. I'm like, "The fuck is she talking?" Like, I don't know. Supplemental. I should have known that meant like a secondary, but I was like, "The fuck is she talking about?" Like, what are we? Is that where we're at in America today? Like, you got to have several different insurance, and apparently you do,
Yeah, the
because what
VA even asked me that question. You're right.
the
You're right.
supplemental insurance pays for the co-payments for the Part A, Part B, which has a huge co-payment. Are you fucking kidding me? So my surgery ended up costing me like $7,000 that I can't pay a
fuck.
fucking dime of that. Yeah, that's how much the surcharge or whatever,
The co-pays and everything. Yeah,
So
the
you
co-pay.
VA
turn
asked
you
me the
turn the
same
bill over
question.
and you sign the back. You fill out the paperwork, or you look and see where the website is, and you contact it and you sign up for it, and let them turn it into government
Then I always like
helping
crying.
hand. I guess that's what they call it.
Oh, really? Helping
Yeah,
hand.
yeah. I can
Yeah,
got you out of it. If you still have the money, I
yeah,
can walk you through the steps where I can get you to. That'll be paid.
Yeah.
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 Oh, fucking system's fucked. You know, here.
All hospitals are required
Yeah.
to help those who can't pay because the government gives them grants,
Yeah.
and if they don't,
It's called
then the
indigenous
government,
funding, indigenous medical care, or some shit like that. So, like, if
yeah,
you can't afford to pay for it, you can't be denied care or freaking be sued for it or anything. You know, he's right. Hospitals get money and they can pay your bill for you, and you're not hurting
hmm
anybody.
and if they don't do that, they don't get funding for other things. So
That's
they
right.
do it to get funding for other things,
Yep. Yep.
for the
If you need help with
construction
that,
and
Ippy, I can walk you
projects and stuff
easily
like
through the
that.
steps of that. I know that system inside and out, bro.
Yeah,
Right?
You owe them money still. I'll give
Oh
you
yeah,
my phone number. You know, and
they've been
yeah.
calling. They've been
You guys
calling
can
now.
you guys can get a hold of each other, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
we call 'em.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good idea,
It's
Hippie.
really sad. It's just like I have some bad teeth issues, and it's like I can't even like go get my teeth fixed because it costs fucking ridiculous amounts of money to get any kind of dental care done.
Yeah, no shit. I feel you
A
on that one.
fucking joke.
hmm
Yeah.
Everyone talks about how great America is, Okay.
Well, we're the worst when it comes to medical,
Yeah, it's true because it's all about money and not about
Yeah.
people. Like Anne Marie said, I'm lucky that my surgeon, he's not my regular. Let's not even talk about my regular doctor. They kicked me as a patient because I didn't go to the doctors during COVID. Like I wasn't sick. I don't just go to the doctors for the fun of it, but they want you to do that yearly checkup and this and that and the other thing. So because I didn't do that, so now they're telling me to go to the health connector. So when I go to the health connector, the closest doctor is like 50 miles. Like what the fuck?
Mine's 60 miles. I got to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck. So
I don't know
I've
if you
been
have it in
doctors
your
in like
state,
6 years, which
but
isn't
there's a
good.
thing out there called Dispatch Health, and it's been around for a couple of years now. But if it's available in your state, what you do is you just call them up, and they'll bring a whole fucking emergency room to your house, dude. And it's only like $250 if you don't have insurance. Okay, so like
Wow.
so you don't have to go to an emergency room. They can do everything. They can do
One thing
everything.
I will say that I'm lucky about where I live is that everything is millions of dollars, and taxes are really high, and people are all rich. So the hospital is super high tech, super efficient. When I go to the hospital here, the one thing I will say, although I'm a super friendly guy, and a lot of people say that I get different kinds of, like when I'm auditing, I'm super friendly, and so people react differently to me than they might react to somebody else with a camera based on how the attitude,
Yeah.
But yeah, I get in and out of hospital out here super fast. If it's
Well,
2 hours, I'm fucking.
then
It's
you
a
got that on
miracle.
more on your doorstep than most. Then, like your buddy was just telling you, then the hospitals, if they're fat, like you're saying, all you have to do is fill out that indigenous form, and it wipes out that debt. Boom, just
Oh
like
shit!
that.
I had a lawyer
Just
tell me
like
today.
that.
I'm positive that's what it was
Or a
about.
great deal of it.
Oh yeah, most of
Yeah.
it.
$6,000, man. $6,500, something like that.
Yeah, you just got to tell them I can't pay this. Can I get the paperwork for the indigenous, thing? And they got to give it to you, dude. They can't say no. That's the law. Yeah.
I'll have to look into that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Massachusetts is pretty liberal, though, so you never know what.
Well, yeah. Then the
it
more
is.
liberal that you're at, the more likelihood they're going to do it. It's the
Yeah,
red. If you were
The
in a
more,
red
yeah, the
state, you
more
might have
available it is for
problems.
you.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm in a blue state. Yeah,
Then
like
you ain't got
everybody
no
hates
problem.
Trump out here.
Yeah, you ain't got no problem then.
Yeah,
Dude,
every fucking yard had a Biden. I'm like, Biden? Who's fucking really
tell your
voting
wife to
for
call
Biden?
2 places. Either call your local social services place, like Department of Social, or the hospital's freaking business office or whatever. Either one of those 2 offices can provide you with the necessary forms.
See,
Didn't
the thing is, they probably were gonna offer me that and stuff, and I hate like even just because I'm gonna get aggravated with the system really quickly. You know what I mean? And I try
I
to be
know
nice at first, and then it's like it's just
it's hard.
not indigenous, indigent.
Indigent, yeah, right. My bad. Indigent, yeah.
No, it's funny,
Indigent.
bro. It's all
I'm
right.
sorry.
I
I'm
knew
sorry.
what you meant. I think
Yeah,
everybody else knew what you
yeah.
meant. I don't
I'm
know.
sorry. Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh shit! My door is open. I'm smoking. The fucking smoke detector. I'm right under a smoke detector.
Yeah, man. They wiped out all my hospital bills, I mean, wiped them all out. And now the veterans they're taking it over, so I don't pay anything for those guys, not a dime. I don't pay a penny.
My big man boobs that I had put on.
same way. Same way as me.
Seafood diet, seafood I eat it diet. It's a great diet. You all should get on it. I'm just saying.
Seafood, I love it.
Except for one old bill that the hospital wouldn't work with me on that program we're talking about.
What was that?
I had a bill, and I tried to get that plugged into that system where they would their extra assistance from the government would take care of it,
Right.
and they wouldn't file on their end, and I never did hear back from them. I kept asking them about it, and then next thing I know, the amount went to the collection agency.
Let's see what's in the news tonight.
I'm on Social Security. Good luck on getting it.
Yeah, I am too.
Oh, wow.
But I'm on VA as well, so I don't get a
Yeah.
pension from VA, but I get medical. You know.
Well, they can't sue you. I mean,
No, they
Huh.
when you're on Social Security, you can't be sued for that.
that's right. You can't be sued pretty much for anything.
Earthquake near Yellowstone National Park shakes eastern Idaho today. Wow.
No, I didn't hear that.
Right, well, we had a 3.8 earthquake out here in the east. I didn't feel it, but it wasn't too far away, a couple hundred miles away.
Yeah, I heard about that. Because they
Yeah.
like where I live is where the earthquake center is. So like I have a link to them, and I'm surprised I did not get an alert if there was any.
Voice of
Yellowstone.
alum Ryan White Maloney dies at 44. Oh, he looks. I don't know who that is. Federal government workers react to Trump's RTO mandate. Boy, I had an argument with somebody earlier about Trump removing the DEI. You know,
That's wrong. That's
people
wrong.
are really mad. Yeah,
That's wrong.
I thought he was just stopping the funding, but apparently he's like firing all the workers and
Right. What he's trying to do is he's trying to turn all these civil servants into freaking Trump appointees. That's how. I don't know. I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm just comparing history. Okay. That's exactly the same.
He's replacing
he's
replacing the staff with his loyalists.
Right, and that's exactly the same thing the Germans did in freaking Nazis did. Same thing.
Huh.
Same thing. Yeah, because
astronomers
you got all these.
discover 100. Good.
They got all these freaking lifetime employees, civil servants. We'd all like they got in the civil service job probably in our lives. Because it's pretty much guaranteed money. And that's kind of what he just wiped out by wiping out the DEI. Is all of that civil service. And like what's the name was just saying, then he inserts his loyalists in there that'll do anything he wants. There you go.
Equipment needed to start a podcast. Nothing really good in the news. Astronomers discover 196-foot asteroid, 1 in 83 chance of hitting Earth in 2032. Probably be dead by then.
Yeah.
7 years from now? Yeah. You fucking gone anyway.
I will be. I think we'll see a tactical use of tactical nuclear weapons.
Wait, what's this? Armed man arrested at Capitol after threatening to kill Trump cabinet member. What the fuck? A Massachusetts man was arrested on weapons charges after he visited the U.S. Capitol on Monday and told police that he wanted to kill top Republican, including billionaire investor Scott Bessent. On the day the Senate confirmed him as the president, Donald Trump treads. Oh my God. What is wrong with people? He was 24. He's going to go to fucking prison forever.
Well, the dude that shot me was only 21. Look, he got 88 years. He's going to be sitting there until the day he dies, man.
Jesus.
Ruined his whole life over me.
No offense to you, but I feel like he probably had mental issues, right? I guess this guy would have to have. Well, I mean, he went and killed other people too. So, yeah. I mean, he definitely. I think it's one thing for somebody to kill some people, but then to go off and kill some more people. That's. Yeah,
it's kind of.
I don't want to say it's brave because that's the wrong word, but
it's all in good fun.
All in good fun, right? Well,
I see what you're saying, Hippie, and I agree. I know. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, 100. But he tried to say that he was high on Sherm, and I got to testify actually as a professional on a professional side of that, and I could tell he wasn't. He was totally focused. He knew what he was going to do. He wasn't high. He might have been like smoked a bowl or something.
Well, he went home and reloaded the gun and then went back out. He had intentions of killing people. That's the big deal. The motive was to be a fucking psycho and kill a bunch of people.
Yeah, be a gangbanger. That's what he
was. He a gangbanger?
Yeah. Well, that's what he said it when he was time for him to testify. He said that he wanted to join the Crips. This was an initiation. He had to go shoot somebody of other color. That's what he said. That's not me.
TBI. So you know ATL. You know Neo's story, right? Neo was in the supermarket and he was shot from behind by some random person, and then came over to him and stood over him. And he pointed the gun in Neo's face and pulled the trigger, and it was empty. Later on that day, meanwhile, Neo went to the hospital and became some random fucking guy who had no idea who he was. This guy went on later in that day to load his gun, go on a bus, and kill several more people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
fucked up.
How long ago was that? Was it years?
29 years ago. Second.
Wow. So I mean, crazy that, like, that seems like something that would happen in today's world, you know?
It's still happening in today's world.
Well, I mean, but it seems more logical than, like, I feel like back then we weren't as angry of a society. I mean, but
oh, that was during the crack. That was right at the end of the crack era. Was 96.
Okay.
You know,
so I was all fucked up at that point too. I don't think I was shooting you in the back for no reason unless you had a ton of money. But no, just kidding.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. You know, I fought more and I did shoot people, but that's different. You know, when you're freaking like
in the military,
I was a block away from.
Be sure you specify because people will clip it and make videos.
I never did crack.
You never wait. What?
Nothing. I never did nothing like that.
Yeah. Nerve pain in fingers bad to me too, man. I have been suffering TBI terribly with my neuropathy. Started like a month ago. On top of being sick, I took my motorcycle and drove it out of state basically to sell it, and my arm got really cold. It was like 34 degrees. I was doing 70, 80, 90, 104. What? Wrong channel. Yeah, but
that's what I was
and
gonna say.
That cold fucked me. That cold fucked my arm up bad, and now I've just been in a constant pain cycle for like a month, and it's the
way it's been for me. The cold really gets my freaking paresthesia going hard, man.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
It really does, man. It really.
Thing is, if I take a hot shower, it kind of affects it as well, but just not as intensely as cold.
How about when you get in a swimming pool?
Yeah, well, because the water is always cold to me. Like a hot tub is cold to me. I need when I take a shower, the whole bathroom steamed. You can't see, and it's 1,000 fucking degrees.
That's the way it is when it's here.
Is the bottom of your arm numb?
The bottom of my arm? You mean where the ulnar nerve is, and under my tricep, like?
Yeah, underneath your triceps in that area.
No, that's just basically where the radiating neuropathy, the burning sensation, just runs right up my arm and into my neck. Like I could trace that ulnar nerve based on the feeling of pain.
That's where it starts. That burn.
Well, I have something on top of all these titanium plates and dead people parts because this disc that I had that collapsed was crushed onto my neck for over a year and crushed my spinal cord in half. I have something called myomalacia, which is basically rotting and scar tissue on the spinal cord from the disc pushing on it, which is why I always tell people, if you're in pain with your neck and back, get it checked out, because if you wait too long, like I was almost paralyzed. My surgeon swore up and down that if I'd waited another week, I might have been paralyzed because my spinal cord was pushing, my disc was pushing on my spinal cord so hard that my legs were not responding to my brain.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I always told people, like I think I said it earlier, my legs were drunk. I couldn't, like when you normally walk up a set of stairs and it's 7 1/4, 7 1/4, 7 1/4, your mind doesn't think 7 1/4, 7 1/4. It just automatically goes to 7 1/4. But for me at that point, and before my surgery, my legs were like ticking in the middle of the stair and I was falling down. I couldn't really judge where the actual step was when I was going downstairs. My depth perception was And that's why he just did that surgery, knowing that if he waited, was it worth letting me go paralyzed because of, the system? Darlene doing a great. Darlene, it's awesome. Kingpin. He's
Hey,
got
Kingpin, cheers, man.
She like puts her paw up, reaches up to the handle, and goes and opens the fucking door. You want to come online? Come on and show everybody your fucking. I want to
Well,
show
Hippie,
everyone
hold
your
up.
pussy.
With all the positive vibes that you project, it's saved your life, and here you are still.
Right? Darlene, I don't really care
For the
much about
blessings
how
of
many.
God, we
God?
have
Go ahead, keep going. Thank God we have.
Hippie
Oh,
still.
yeah, God, appreciate
Yeah,
you. Yeah, I mean, I
yeah,
could have been dead.
yeah. Your family loves
My
you.
voices in my head are having meetings without me. That's how bad things are. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
I tell you, man, people
They
wonder
don't
how
even,
I made it on my own, man. Because you
right?
got family.
Yeah,
I don't have any of that.
sure.
I've been
I
on my
am.
own since 2000,
Listen, brother. I've
1999.
always felt sorry for your story. It's what and I don't mean any offense to it. No, and I know you don't like the people to feel sorry for you, but just bad luck. You were in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it could happen to any one of us. And that's why I say, like, in the violent nature of today, where shootings are quite common, I would say, right? Maybe not more common than they were back when you got shot, because a lot of people, when I've talked guns, say that guns and shootings have been really the same for like 30, 40 years. It's just that, this social media has made it much more aware, you know what I mean, of
Yeah,
these things happening. You know what I'm saying?
right. Because when I got shot, there was no YouTube, there was no internet, not like it is by any sense of the word today.
Oh, that's cool. Sassy is awesome.
But yeah, man, you're absolutely right. Spot on what you said, dude. You know, but most people that get shot like I do don't survive 36 months. That's the statistic. And then I was happily able to beat that statistic, but
Right. I mean, Darlene's been around my channel since the beginning, more or less, off and on. Everybody that comes around here has known who Darlene is and love her to death. I think
yeah,
Darlene's known everywhere.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
I tell you,
good.
I worry about you, bro, because like I don't hope to God I don't ever want to see you get in a chair, man. You don't ever want to go down that road, you know.
Right? Yeah, I hear you.
I'll tell
I
you
mean, just
what I
any
tell
kind,
people. I don't
any
care how
kind of,
much it hurts to walk. Take advantage of it, bro. Because like when
right?
you end up in a chair, you're gonna wish to God
Well,
you could still do that shit, man.
They
Darlene
got
is awesome.
new technologies coming out in the next 5 years or so. So hang in there. I mean, they
Well,
got
VA's already got it, but I haven't got a chance to try it.
Motor City Maniac. What's up,
They have
Ron? How are
robotic.
you?
They have robotic
no. I'm
legs
not talking
now.
about robotic. I'm talking
Uh,
about Star Trek kind of medications
oh,
coming out, and
yeah.
you hang in there.
I
It's
mean,
coming.
and also stuff like AI that you literally put your body into and it walks and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm
Showing
not.
how, like, people who work in warehouses pretty soon will have these machines that literally you just stand in and it's like a fucking forklift and it'll move shit around and, it balances itself and, it's, much love, Darlene.
Yeah, Darlene.
I've always loved Darlene.
But the quantum computers that are coming out are going to be able to solve a lot of the issues with like spinal issues
Yep.
rather
Yeah.
quickly once they start.
Oh,
They're
Was
starting
See,
to
I
use
Did
it.
I
got lucky.
introduce you to Hippie?
I got
Oh,
lucky, and I got a doctor like Hippie has, man. So like he's doing a study, been tasked to do the next uh what's that fuck Hippie? I'm on that list, right? For to get the stem cell transplant.
Oh yeah.
I'm on the
Get it done in Mexico. I watch Joe Rogan a lot. I don't know if anybody watches Joe Rogan, but he talks a lot about stem cell research and how he's surprised that we don't do it in America, and that people that have tons of money, they go other places and get it done. And
Get
it's
it
supposed
done,
to be.
absolutely. Yeah.
My bone spurs looks like the Jaws mouth. Ouch, brother. Sorry. Today's live stream earlier today is a pretty good one to watch, TBI. We talked a lot about the different things that people do to get through their pain. It's pretty interesting how the comments and different things that people were talking about was pretty good. I'm going to actually do some research and try a few of these things. Were about more than just pain. It was your immune system and mushrooms out here. I live kind of in a place where a lot of different kind of mushrooms grow. Now, I don't think any magic mushrooms grow out here because we don't have cows and farms, but very moist and perfect conditions. Praise for healing gone out to everyone that needs it. Why? Yeah, it's written. I showed my wife. When I'm bored over the next couple of days, I will be looking at all of that stuff. That you guys, I got the Oregon, don't give a crap health. Yeah, listen.
Hey, can I say something? No, you guys were talking about kratom earlier. One thing, man, and I heard gentleman was maybe you taking gabapentin. Never ever mix those two things.
Oh yeah.
Gabapentin and kratom, dangerous combination. Don't do that.
Oh yeah. I took it for a while. It did kind of work for me for a few days, but the thing is, after I was having sensations, and other people in my chat said it had opiate properties. You know what I mean? The kratom does. It's not an opiate, but it has the same kind of reaction on the receptors and blah blah blah. So after I took it for a couple of days, and it did seem to work at first, and then I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna stop taking it for a day. And I wasn't taking huge doses. I forget what I was taking, honestly, but it was lower than the recommended dose. And a lot of people in here were saying I was doing like half of what I should have, but again, I was just kind of, testing the water. And anyways, when I quit, I definitely felt like I had some kratom fucking withdrawal symptoms. And after that, I'm like, I'm never going to take it.
There is absolutely true in chat. That is
long-term GABA will give you dementia. Really?
Yeah,
well, I think that's what I have now already.
Well, see, here's why.
Alzheimer's disease.
It was a medication that was originally made as an anti-seizure medication, and when you take it in large amounts, it converts, like you just described, the pain receptors in the brain. What it does over long-term use is it causes irreversible. I was on it for a long time, and so like gabapentin, nasty shit. If you really want to, Lyrica is just as nasty, but it's something that works probably more on neuropathy than gabapentin does by far. But it has addictive properties.
Listen, I don't knock like TBI says kratom works great, and there's quite a few people that come into my channel that say kratom works great, and I think that's great if it works for you, but I don't know. I didn't like the way I felt like I had a little bit of a withdrawal symptom from it, because and I was only taking it at a lot less of a dose. Hang on a sec. I was taking it at a lot less of a dose than.
Your mic's choppy, hippie.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, I've been on them all too, TBI. I've been on everything. You're on.
How's that? Yeah. Any better?
Perfect.
Roger. Yeah, this voice meter, it's a routing program that routes my sound. It just randomly every once in a while just fucking starts getting crackly. Weird.
Is it a voice box or is it an app?
It's a computer program that takes and routes where all my sound goes, with the ability to increase the sound, or like right now I can add like echo and different things
Okay.
to my microphone, you know what I mean?
Hey, can I ask you, can you access your command console, all of it? I cannot access the fusion part. It won't let me go in and check my clocks or my freaking none of that. To set my colors on my keyboard, hippie, I can't do
Yeah,
any of that.
it's whoa, that's quite the fucking sound right there. Well, that's an echo. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Hello. Testing, 1, 2.
Hello.
And then I could put it back to really bassy, or
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it does a bunch of different things. But
What does that
basically, what I really use it for is bringing my music
sound out? Yeah.
to StreamYard. It brings it a little louder than just regular YouTube crossover. So
Was that stock with the system, or did you get that extra?
no, that's an add-on. That's a pain in the ass to get used to. But if you want to learn that stuff, we can do some backstages, and I can teach you how to set it up.
Yeah.
Relatively easy. It works really well, but it does have its flaws, like everything, and it is free.
I was supposed to call Dell today because like I said, I can't access none of my
Right?
command.
Yeah, that's weird. And
Yeah.
what have you updated
Yep.
the video app and all that? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. Yeah.
rottenness gabapentin, right? Yes.
Yeah.
And and according to John Denicola, and I haven't really done the research, and I'm sure John would never misinform, but he was saying something that they're saying it might be linked to cancer now. So of course
Oh.
that's like anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, but you're gonna die now. But we didn't have to give you opiates, so we didn't have to risk our DEA license, making you pain free, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. They
It's
said they
not
could have went in and
advisable to
severed.
do, but I put a pinch of kratom in my weed and smoke it. Damn,
Oh,
brother.
that's
Holy
faulty.
shit.
I don't know if I could
See,
do
that's what
that.
happens, and I'm not knocking TBI. He's a great guy. He's been in my channel for a while. We talk
Yeah.
offline a lot on chat. But what happens is when your mental fucking state stays in pain for extended periods of time, it really has an effect on how you think and how you do things and what you might want to do. People don't realize. Enjoy every day you have. One, everyone around you could die at any time, including yourself. And
Absolutely.
two, just be happy because it could always be worse. You could be
Could be raining.
paralyzed. You could be in pain. You could be blind. You could not hear. I mean, there's.
Dude, my
Yet
buddy I
we
met
all.
in rehab, check this out. He was driving right down our main street, right? You know how people pop their necks? Well,
Yep.
he's sitting here steering, driving down the road, speeding. He popped his neck and he said his hands went straight to his fucking right down to his legs. And he said it was like watching a freaking movie of a car crash because he couldn't hit the brake. He couldn't do nothing.
Wow.
Instant quadriplegic, dude. He hit
Wow.
a telephone pole, car flipped upside down. He couldn't do nothing. He was instantly
That's
paralyzed from the neck
that's
down.
how crazy life is. You know what I mean? Isn't everything being linked to cancer now? Anne Marie, you might be right. Just to scaremonger people. I think a can of corn out here, if it's from California, the can of corn says this can be linked to cancer. Wait, what?
Yeah.
A
I get
fucking
these.
can of corn says you could be linked to cancer.
Well,
I
it's the
think
same.
everything just says it's linked to cancer because
Of
they want to
California.
cover their ass in case some strange way you could prove that you got cancer from eating corn.
Well, I
Which,
get these
hey,
little
to be
ginger
granted, maybe.
snaps,
Yep.
little ginger candies.
Sure.
And on the bag it says that California, this may cause cancer. Blah blah blah. How is fucking a ginger candy? Gonna give you can. It's just like fucking hell, man. You're right,
Yeah.
hippie. Everything is fucking cancer.
I mean, if you worry, you could walk out the front door tomorrow and trip and fall and be over. I mean, that's how life is.
Yeah.
You don't see it that way, especially if you're rich and everything's great and life is going good. You don't really think of those things. And
Yeah, it changes
hug
it.
everybody you love and keep them close because, wake up tomorrow and they're gone. Or, you could wake up tomorrow and be like the guy in the car and just wake up paralyzed or blind or.
Well, dude, all I did was go a block away to a little convenience store, right? Something we all do. I mean, that's how fast it can change. Boom. You'd be
Right,
standing.
Darlene? You mean like growth modifiers and salt fertilizers and all the shit they're putting on corn? Right, could have an effect on. Yeah, of course, I would have to 100% agree with that.
And they say some GMO vegetables do that too, from
That's
Monsanto.
why my weed that I grow, I may not get as much weed as people who grow hydroponically, but the thing is, I grow all organic. Now Nikki's taught me that you can, to some extent, grow hydro with organic, but the thing is, I like the process that I use because I have a worm farm, and you know what I mean. I use my worms as part of my trip. Yeah.
Worm castings are the best. Yep.
I make a lot of teas and you know what I mean with worm casting, and I use unsulfured molasses, and you know what I mean. I feed my soil constantly. People think that's for your weed, but actually, that's molasses is to feed your soil.
Yeah.
The bacteria in your soil needs food too. Bacteria.
You can do hydroponic and go all organic if I've done.
Yeah, that's what Nikki was telling me. Witchy Bishy here in the chat earlier. She's pretty familiar with. So she was telling me about it. So I went and looked it up because last I knew, when you grow organically with hydroponics, you get slime. You know what I mean? And slime is pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, but I've never had that happen either.
If you were growing hydroponically with salt fertilizers and your water gets too warm, you get slime. It's pretty amazing.
I got a little bit.
In my environment, I tried growing hydroponically. I did a few runs, and the first few runs were good, and then the last run it was during warmer temperatures, and the light heated the bucket of water up and caused should be like 68 degrees or under, and caused that slime. And I had these roots that you lifted up the bucket, and I could lift them up to like my face, and the roots were hanging down into the bucket, covered with this slime, and they were super healthy. And I ended up salvaging the plants. I bought some. Somebody told me about the hydrogen peroxide, 99%, like full. You drop a drip on your skin, it burns a fucking hole in your skin. This shit's so powerful.
Wow.
And I soaked the roots in that, and it killed fucking every bit of that slime, and had no effect on the roots, and the plants budded and were fucking amazing. Yeah. I still have a bunch of that fucking hydrogen peroxide, full strength.
I know people that just put like a teaspoon of bleach.
Right? Yeah.
Bleach is harmless, really.
That was 15 years ago anyway, when I first tried the hydroponic.
So you're doing all DWC then?
Yeah, deep water culture, yeah. It had a reservoir and all that, but yeah, 5 bucket system.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I tell everybody the buds were bigger than what I would get a lot of the time with organic. However, I don't have to rinse my weed when I'm done.
Right.
When the end of my run is done, I just pick my weed.
Right.
I'm not, like a lot of people like to ice water their plant in the end to
I don't do any of
that. Her and to rinse her out, but
I don't do any of that, bro. I just fucking when it's harvest time, just whack them and hang them.
Right. There you go.
Done. It's a lot of work, but
what are you growing?
Nothing right now.
No,
I grow in soil mostly.
Yeah,
I use like 50%.
You gotta have somebody helping you. Christ, it's hard for me to get my soil in and out of my house. I have my kid do it most of the time.
Well, they deliver it from the store to my house, but I have to move it. 40-pound bag. So I picked him up, put him in my lap, and wheelchair him in there.
Wheelchair him over. Wow.
Yeah, I do all my own
And,
shit, bro. I put up all my own tents. The only thing I did not do myself was mount my AC Infinity fans up on the wall. Somebody had to do that.
Right.
But other than that, everything else I did on my own.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
You're an inspiration to people. You know what I mean? I'm sure. I think most people get in your position where it happened not from birth is hard to come to terms with. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Well, I look at it. I know it's cheesy just to keep saying it, but if I fail, if I give up, then the two people that hurt me, win.
Right.
I can't let that happen. I can't.
Oh, there was more than one person involved?
Well, 2 years later, my ex was convicted for felony torture.
Gotcha. Oh, she was hurting you while you were...
Burned me with cigarettes and shit, yeah.
Wow, that sounds like a guy thing.
Dude, I got over 300 burns on my legs. I
No,
look at the
sir.
scars every day. Every day I see it, bro.
Wow. So she was maliciously doing it? You guys weren't just fucking having fun, fucking partying?
I didn't even actually know she was doing it because I couldn't feel it. I was in a half of a body cast, so I was actually stuck laying like this.
And she would get mad at you and just burn the shit out of
Because
you?
if I, like, for the first year, you're in spinal shock. So you piss your pants, or have bladder accidents and shit.
Sure.
So then I got a cast that's right from here all the way up here to my neck. So I can't sit up myself. I can't look down. I can only look up. So she would have to grab the cast and pull me up for me to even see.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But for the first few months when I was home, there was none of that. I had to stay flat.
They're poisoning us, darling. Quantity, not quality.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. Growing it quicker, using all kinds of weird new technologies, which, we started this shit in the beginning of man with running out with spears and killing animals, and now we're processing this. What I'm trying to stay away from in my recent days is my kid's been training for his next fight, so I've been trying to eat differently with him, as well as I've been exercising a little bit, and makes me feel better. I think when I get in pain and I get lazy and I just don't do anything but lay around and feel like shit and be pissed off at the world because I'm in pain, it's not good for your mental capacity.
No, sir.
Yeah, people don't get it. It's like when you have a bad migraine, for people that don't understand it, and you just go in a room and you shut the lights off and you're like, fuck, just wish this fucking headache would go away. And that's how I feel from the minute I wake up in the morning until I go to sleep. And if I wake up at 2 a.m. to take a piss, which happens pretty much every night because I'm an old fart, I'm in pain, so it's just fuck.
Yeah, because you're gonna have to deal with that pain to go back to sleep.
Yep. So.
Yeah, dude, I hate it. I've described my pain as more debilitating than the paralysis itself. Like, I can deal with being paralyzed. I can't deal with that pain, dude. It just takes the light energy
I understand
out of
that.
I mean, even lately, it's been so bad. I don't really talk about it, but I've been so depressed. I haven't flown. I haven't gone out and flown at all lately. I've been just laying here, like waking up in the morning sick to my stomach, and I hate it, man. And I wake up in the middle of the night, like you just described, and that pain kicks on like a fluorescent light. It's like dun, 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 on, and then you're laying there going, "Oh, this fucking sucks, man." and you're hurting like a bucker, you know. And you
I don't even get like a break. I talked the other night on my stream about the only time I can remember in recent history of not being in pain was when I was shit faced out of my mind on a live stream here on my YouTube channel. I got drunk on my birthday. I got really fucked up to the point of where I wasn't even me. I was yelling "I love you" to Ajot and
I
Ellie
remember
and
that.
probably
Yeah, I remember
Darlene and
that.
all,
Yeah,
So
yeah, I remember that.
so I don't think I was in pain at that point. However, I wasn't myself, and you can't do that every night of your fucking life. So, you know, a matter of fact, I haven't really got drunk since.
The only time I've ever not had pain is when I do mushrooms. And I first discovered that on a friend of mine's live stream. He sent me some mushrooms, and I was real reluctant because I know from experience with psychedelics, if you're hurting or something, it can fuck with your mind. That's what I was worried about. And so I manned up and just did it. And I was sitting there, and all of a sudden I started to get teary eyed and like I was going to cry. And he's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, actually." I said, "But this is the first." I almost broke into tears too, because this was like at the time, it was like the first time in 20 some years. It was like somebody went over and just hit a light switch and went dink, pains off.
Wow.
You
I
know,
couldn't imagine.
and I was, for the first time in all that time, I had not felt pain, and I was like just in shock, dude. It was not what I expected, not at all. I broke, dude. I love this song, War Pigs, man.
Good old days.
Yeah,
The music was really fucking music. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You know, that's what
You
we
could
need.
understand what people were saying. The music was beautiful. Everything was beautiful.
It was. We had bands we could follow and we could relate to as a consciousness of the country. We don't have that anymore, you know.
Right?
Music kept us together. If you remember, yep.
Just like witches and asses.
Don't know.
Evil minds that plot destruction. Sorcerer of death's construction.
Oh yeah.
In the fields of bodies burning. As the war machine keeps turning.
How old is he now? He's got to be what, in his 70s?
Ozzy, I saw a really sad video a couple of days ago. It's a short of him, and it's just, man, it sucks that you know, you come into this world with this beautiful woman who, you know, your mom who raises you and takes good care of you, and you know, then when you're getting old and dying, you know, you're thrown into a fucking nursing home or some kind of something, and people don't want to work there, and they treat you like shit, and you just, you know,
You rot away, man.
Yep. My power went out. So fired up at Jenny. Nice. Nice that you could have it, Jenny. Pain is horrendous. I'm there too, but no matter what, we get through the day and keep going. Yeah, that's why I always love these kind of streams with talking to people about, you know, to what different people do for their pain, you know.
I wish I would have known, man. I would have liked to have heard it, you know, or
Yeah,
even
it's
been
pretty
there,
good.
you know.
We're talking about some different kinds of regular mushrooms, the red striped carpet mushroom, and a couple others. Like Nikki was saying, the Guai Kong, I think it's called, or Guai Gong.
What I have is penis envy underneath here. All
whoa, shit, huh? That's badass. Some of the best mushrooms out there, right?
Yeah.
Not that I have penis envy. I mean, wait, what? It's cool.
Fuck, that scares me, TBI, big time, brother. You know, I mean, like, I've seen people that were like, look like me and hippie, right? Young guys, still young looking. They get stuck in a nursing home. You see them 2-3 months later, they look like they could have been your grandparents, man. You know what I'm saying? They age like overnight.
I've been pretty lucky with aging. I look like 30. I look like I'm 30, don't I? Just saying.
Well, you look 35, 40-ish.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
do.
And I'm gaming and I tell people I'm 60. They're like, you're 60, you're 40, I'm like, all right, go to the 1-year Mickey.
Yeah, if I shave and clean
The
up,
old
people
guy with the gray hair. I've been gray since I was in my 30s. So. After I got injured firefighting, I spent over 3 years in a nursing home, and they do truly suck. Yeah. Yeah, I remember my wife's dad when he was first getting sick and he was in the hospital. Of course, he was a big man, so it wasn't easy to change his clothes. But when he would shit himself, he would call my wife all upset. They won't fucking change. Yeah. The system is failed, America's pretty fucked up.
Yeah,
Don't care about their jobs anymore, you know what I mean? Especially after the C word, the great COVID, people just no one really does, like Anne Marie saying, lucky to have a doctor who cares, you know what I mean? Because most of these doctors, they're just in it for the money. And I get it, they spend a lot of money in insurances and college and schools, and but these doctors used to travel around and meet your family and show you respect and like for instance with my surgeon, and don't get me wrong, I love my surgeon, but most of the time you see the nurse's physician. You know what I mean? On my first surgery, I think I met him the first day I went in. And then I didn't really see him for a while. I saw the nurse practitioner a couple times. And then on the day of surgery, that's when we became good buddies and chit-chatted, talked about YouTube and different things.
Yeah. My doctor sounds a lot like your doctor there, man. Same kind of guy, man. I knew him since before he was a doctor, when he first got his fellowship, man. Pretty cool dude. I got high with him and shit.
Like what Anne Marie says, TBI, I can imagine after seeing people in nursing homes and not having adequate care or even stimulation for the mind, deteriorates the process. I agree 100%, Anne Marie. People are like, oh, retire, it's a great thing. And then when you retire and your mind slows down, you start gaining weight and start, getting counterproductive. And that's, look at America. I mean, we're the fattest nation in the world,
Yeah.
A lot of that is processed food, but we're all, especially nowadays, I feel like ramen noodles are probably sky high.
Well, if you look at a picture of Woodstock, of the crowd, what you won't see in there are fucking fat people.
Right?
Granted, yeah, they were around, but they weren't around. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They didn't hardly exist. And fucking chocolate cake tasted just as good back then. It was no different. It's just, I don't understand why everybody's so fucking overweight.
The problem with spoons is if you did a lot back in the day, your liver is soaked up mycotoxins and alkalis and could easily have bad trip even with microdosing. Really?
I've never heard that.
Sounds kind of fun. Bad trip.
I've never heard that.
I never really hallucinated or anything when I did
microdose. You're not supposed to.
No, back in the day when I used to take mushrooms, I used to eat a quarter ounce of mushrooms when I was a kid.
Believe me, you eat 3.5 grams of these PPMPs, you're going to be fucking hallucinating.
Oh yeah, yeah. I never hallucinated ever. I seemed like walls breathing and weird shit like that, but.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Tippy. Growing freaking mushrooms, easy as fuck, dude. You
Yeah.
get the inoculant, you get the cake and the fucking little setup. You pop
Boy.
that shit in, and oh, dude, it's like
They got
it's like
badass
gift
these
keeps giving.
boxes. They got these cool boxes, and you have to buy the spore separately from the
Yep.
boxes. But you buy the spore, and then you buy the box, and it's cool. You inject the thing through a rubber seal on the side of the box.
Yep.
And they got this really rad sticky thing you put over it. Of course, you have to keep everything super clean because it's
Right.
mold spores can fuck it up. But and then a month later, supposedly a minimum of an ounce. There's a lot of videos
Oh
on
fuck,
YouTube.
dude, that's like
Guys,
if you get a decent sized cake, man, you know, way more than an ounce, bro. Way more than an ounce. Oh
That's
yeah.
right. There's a guy on YouTube that does it with the 90-second minute roast. It's pretty rad. He just buys the spore thing and he makes a clean area. Takes the
Yeah,
the
you can do it in these plastic totes like I got sitting over here. You just
Yep.
make your own little fucking container and you get a cake that size up fits in a plastic tote. Bro, you'll fucking like as soon as you start seeing the first mushrooms come up and you harvest those, that it'll just keep coming, dude, until that cake is gone. You know what I mean? Oh man, it's crazy. Crazy. I've thought about lab growing mushrooms myself because it's 1,000 times simpler and easier than growing weed.
I believe it's the shit they add to your food to keep people unhealthy, overweight. I mean, look at how much healthcare is and keep people ill. And it's an endless pot of gold. Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, Anne Marie. Listen, you know, a lot of the things that are in this pyramid of food, they per se, supposed to be what they say is healthy for us. Yeah, I don't agree with it. I don't, especially now that I'm older. When I was younger, I ate all the processed foods. And now that I'm older, I try not to. I always say that if it tastes good, it's probably not good for you. I'm just saying, you know?
Hey, TBI, I wasn't doubting you or anything. I was just saying I'd never heard that, before.
My
I have a
master
degree in
thesis.
physics. I and science. I've never heard that, but I don't do research, so I don't know. I just never heard that.
Kingpin says, never did shrooms, but been around some people that overdosed on them. Holy fuck.
I've never seen that. I mean, you can
I've
sick
had some
from
bad
it.
trips. I remember one time, I tell a funny story, and I've been with my wife since high school, but one time I ate a quarter ounce of really good mushrooms, and I had eaten a whole package of Oreos. Literally, I ate the whole fucking thing. So then I wasn't feeling good, and I was tripping so bad that the toilet, actually, I guess that was a hallucination, was kind of moving around, and I was feeling not good. And I'd forgotten that I had eaten all those Oreos, right? So I had the light off finally because I was like kind of getting scared because I was hallucinating. So I throw up, and I don't even make it into the toilet because I'm so fucked up. And then I look around and it looks like blood. And it was the Oreo cookies, but I stopped freaking out. Help me! Oh, fucking scared. I was bleeding. My wife comes, she turns on the light, and she's like, you fucking idiot. Those are Oreo cookies. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, you ate a whole fucking package, you idiot. Sorry, I get snarky when I'm in this much pain. My bad, brother. You're good, TBI.
Yeah, no worries, TBI. I feel you, man. I'm in a lot of pain too, man. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I say I smoke weed for the public, not for myself. Because if I didn't have some kind of relief from my pain,
that's
to get me triggered,
that's I tell people the same thing. Why do you smoke weed so much? And I go because like it's like keeps me from having stress, wanting that desire to choke the living shit out of some asshole desperately needs it. So yeah, that's why I smoke a lot of weed.
The thing is about mushrooms, I don't think you can die. I mean, there probably are some extreme cases of people dying, maybe, but not because per se they overdose on mushrooms, but
They
that
may
maybe
have eaten the wrong ones,
building and thought they could fly or some kind of, weird shit like that. But I don't know. I think at one point I ate a half ounce of that shit, and it was probably not the greatest mushrooms, but I used to love tripping. I mean, I always tell people my whole thing with drug addiction, a lot of it was about being on the edge of dying. I hated fucking life, and my brother was killed when I was young, and a
Right, man.
lot of bad things have happened, and just
Well, sorry, man.
well, no, I mean life is hard. That's what makes us who we are, I guess, right?
Absolutely. What
Because
doesn't kill you?
listen, if life was all a bowl of cherries, you wouldn't be in the position you're in. I wouldn't be in the position I'm in. We'd all just be like green grass in our front yard with picket fences and all driving Cadillac STSs, and
In a way, I think having this happen made me a better person. That's why I think I could shake hands with the guy and forgive him, but it doesn't
yeah,
absolve him of his jail time. But
sure.
I just, in a way, I think, yeah, it made me more.
I once showed a thing on the TEDx. I don't know if you've ever heard of TEDx, but it's an entity on YouTube, and they do a lot of different things. But one of the shows was about psychology or different things, and it was about people who forgave people who did things like murder a family member, blah blah blah. I remember this one woman. She when it first happened, somebody killed her mother or something, and at first she was like, wanted that person to die in her heart and blah blah blah. But over time, she realized that, and she actually went to prison and met the guy, and Paul, he probably apologized, and people were like, "How could you forgive that person?"
Well, I'm not a hateful individual. I watched my real father grow up hating and everything, and
But
I watched it eat him up from the. I just couldn't live with that kind of. And I agree with what you said, 100. When I first got injured, I wanted to kill the bastard. Don't get me wrong, man. I was angry. I hated the fucking world. I
yeah,
really did. But
yeah.
you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you move on. You know, if you live with that hate, man, I got so much to do being paralyzed. I ain't
I
got
tell you,
room for that
now
on my. You know,
I don't do that. I don't get angry really. I mean,
I kind of do once in a while, but
I don't have room in my head for carrying around some bullshit. So,
right, absolutely.
all the shitty things that have happened to me over my lifetime, I've learned to shut it out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Is it
you let it.
good? Probably
Yeah,
not, but that's just how I roll. You know what I mean?
yeah, you got to let it roll off
And
your.
Molly, I never did that shit either, to be honest.
Yeah.
No,
I
never
I,
tried
I
it.
just can't live.
MDMA, I never tried that. LSD by the fucking truckload.
Me too. Yep,
Mescaline,
by
purple
the truckloads,
methadone, four-way window pane,
by the
fucking.
truckloads.
Listen, I grew up near a gay community. They were big time partiers when I was a kid. You could get the best of fucking drugs because they were all super rich. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
When I was growing up, man, there was never a problem with getting good quality drugs. Of
Not
course,
where
I
I
grew up
live.
in the 80s, you know what I mean? Of course.
Yeah, look where I live, man. Right in Seattle, next to Seattle, dude. You'd think in the grunge days and all the freaking bat rock bands that pour out of Seattle, dude.
Cocaine, man.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't had good cocos in years. I wouldn't mind doing some though if I could get.
I always kid around that I would do some because that was really a big drug of choice for me for a lot of years, and
Yeah, I'd do some,
I
sure.
couldn't do it. I would never do it now. The thing
I
is,
would.
Coke for me was never enough. Like
Well, yeah. I mean, I would just do it like it was a one-time thing. I
right,
would.
I
I
mean,
would.
but I would do like an 8 ball, a quarter ounce, a half ounce. I mean,
Yeah, me
several days go by, and finally, I run out of cocaine. Or the guy who I've been buying is pissed off because I've been calling him at all hours of the night. You know what I mean?
too. Yeah, I do.
So, So that's how cocaine was for me. Just I'm very impulsive and insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
I
me
think I
too.
once went 5 days with no sleep. I mean,
I
was
went
addicted
longer than
to
that. I kept
drugs.
a journal, man, because man, I kept a journal. I went like a
Wow.
long time, no sleep in a long
I wish
time.
I'd kept a journal.
Yeah,
No, I'm losing my memory, man. It's quite bad.
well, I'm gonna start
Old
doing it.
timers or whatever. I wish I'd wrote down a lot of the things that I went through.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing it again. You
Oh
know.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's good. It's good for your mental health, right?
yeah,
Even
it
just
is.
to rewrite shit.
Yeah, yeah, it is very good for your mental health. And like I'm totally like I live in seclusion, sort of. Even though I live in a big city, my persona is secure. So like I don't really expose to a lot of people. I mean, like I don't see hardly any more than one or two people a month, and that's it.
When you hate yourself, you hate everything. Been there, done that. So now, even though it's in this much pain, I choose to be happy. I mean, yeah, it's difficult to stay positive when you're in pain. I mean, there's no doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then for me, I'm an addict, so that adds a whole different level to being in pain because
Yes,
you
sir.
know
Yes, sir. That's fact.
people. When you're in addiction, any excuse is a good excuse to go back. When you're
Absolutely.
addicted, the less chances I don't know.
Well, I do.
A lot
A
of
good
people don't
example is
understand
my
it.
cigarettes. I want to quit. And I'm laying here with a pack that's not open, and I'm like, I'm not going to smoke any today. And then I'm laying here, and and I just fucking say, fuck it. I'm going to reach down and grab them, smoke them.
I
Yeah, yeah,
wish I had one now. I bought it back a couple of days ago. I don't. I'm trying not to smoke. I go like
me
a
too.
couple weeks and then I buy a pack and good blow rocks. Been a long time. Love the Peruvian blue flake. Oh yeah. I get hate triggered now and again, to be honest. I don't realize it's not good for me. Yeah, I mean, my son is 30 and he has anger issues and a lot of it I think is cuz when you're a drug addict, the only thing that makes you happy is drugs and then it takes you a lot of years for your mental capacity to be happy. I mean, there's so many
Yes,
layers to addiction. It's ridiculous. People don't
sir.
realize, oh, he made a bad decision. Maybe for some people, but for a lot of people, it's a lot of reasons. You know,
Absolutely. Yep. Why did you?
like
There's no one
a
reason.
cheating way out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I said I loved being on the edge of dying. I would fucking take so much, no matter what I did, that it was, I was pushing the limit. And then I would beg and pray to God that I'll never do it again. And then the next day I'd do the same shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'd be
Yep.
out walking around in the dark, fucking praying to God. I swear to God, I'll never
Yep.
get high again. And then, the next day you wake up, you feel like shit and you want to get high again. So, yeah, oh, yeah. The never ending cycle of addiction.
Yep. Yep. That's
I
fucking
always
true.
loved to trivia. I even cooked. Wow, I never did that. Never tried meth. Thank God, because honestly, going
That's right, man.
fast for me
Yeah.
is what I really enjoyed. I liked, I would do oxy, and that shit would make me run around and clean the garage and clean the basement and paint the bedroom, and where a lot of people would take that shit and be like,
Yeah.
drooling, you know what
When
I
I
mean?
do meth, I'm like you, hippie, what you just described. I'm hypertensive. So when I do meth, instead of being able, I can stay awake if I fight the sleep easy, but it'll knock me out, dude. It'll make me sleep meth. That's
Really?
it. Yeah, because
Wow, that's
it's
different.
like, well, when you give kids Ritalin because you want to speed them up to slow them down, you
Yeah,
know?
that's what I used to get when I was a kid. I was given to
Yeah,
by my doctors for hyperactivity. They gave me that Ritalin, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And then now the kids were getting Adderall, and that's just the whole. Another
because
drug to misuse, you know.
I smoke weed, people are like, "How come you don't pass out when you smoke weed?" Because it's a downer for. So I smoke weed, I can stay up for days. Like on oxy, if I
Yeah.
do oxy, I get wired, just like you just described.
Yeah.
I'm bouncing
I'm
off the
just
wall.
naturally like that. When I used to fish on the boat, but when I wasn't doing drugs really at that point, I used to steam the boat out, so that I would steam the boat out 8 hours. I would do 24 to 36 hours on deck, and then I would steam the boat home. My captain would be fucking exhausted from just doing the 24 to 36 hours we were on deck, you know, and then
Right.
but that's me, and you know, I always tell everybody I was scared shitless when I was on the boat, so I never really could sleep anyway. You know, I remember towards the end we would be out for several days, and I would not sleep. I'd get these little cat naps, but the thing is, how we would sleep laying to at night is we would drop the rake down to the bottom of the floor, and then every once in a while, a decent sized wave would come along. That rake would lift off the ocean floor. It would come down, it would hit the ground, and the cable would slack. And then the wave would come back up, and it would go, and I would just wake up fucking like, we're sinking, get the life raft. No, really, it was just that fucking same cable noise from, but yeah. Dexies too. Dexter, yeah, I remember that fad, the Dex.
Yeah, the cross top days.
Dextromethorphan or whatever the fuck it was. That's hard work, right?
Yeah.
I worked on a crab boat on and off when I was a kid. Yeah, fishing's a tough business. I always used to say that one of the things I enjoyed was the sun would be coming up over the ocean. I'd be out in the sea making money while people were sleeping. I mean, in the beginning, we used to do 24-hour shifts. I'd make like $400, and that was in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I did quite well, and then all of a sudden, the ship I was fishing on, I didn't realize we had been bopping in and out of illegal waters. So the 3-mile limit with a state license for sea clamming, and then when you went out of 3 miles, that was a federal license. It was a different deal, you know.
Yeah.
So my captain used to bop out into them federal waters. So at the end, once the ship got in trouble for that, they got caught. We'd be fishing, right? And we'd pop over into that thing, and all of a sudden I'd hear flappa, 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 and I'd look up, and it would be the Coast Guard, and they'd be like, smile, and they had a giant camera set up, and they'd take pictures of the ship, you know?
Right. Yep.
Then they got like $120,000 fine for fishing
And
in
probably had
illegal
to
waters.
cop up some of their catch too, probably.
Well, I think that was it. It was like a fine plus what they estimated the catch or whatever, you know, based on how much the ship had previously been bringing in, you know.
Yeah, that's a nasty fine when they do that, man.
It's the system, man. More of that shit system just taking advantage.
Well, you know the show Deadliest Catch, right? Sorry.
Sure.
Well, I took a buddy up because he was going up to work as a greenhorn. I met Captain Phil, I met Sid, and I met the brothers that did the Time Bandit. I met those guys too because they all live up here, man. Most of them.
I was a masturbator on a crab boat.
Got the All-American Fishing Award for being the masturbator, right?
But I remember my last trip, we used to fish on the south side of Nantucket Island. Now, everybody mostly should know Nantucket Island is where the presidents do their vacations. So we were on the south side of the island, and it was a beautiful day. The sun was shining. We had a slight wind, but it was like an offshore breeze, so it was low waves. It was pretty calm, you know. And all of a sudden, the tide changed and the wind started whipping. And next thing you know, it was blowing 15. And we used to fish until like 6-foot seas. So the captain said, "All right, fuck this." He was seeing a weather report saying we were going to get some big winds. So it takes quite a while to haul back on a sea clamor because you got this giant hose that pumps water from the ocean floor up to the rake. And so we get all packed up and we're coming around the corner of the island and we're going into the wind. And waves are like, 15, 20 feet high. And the captain's like, get the life suits out, lay them out on the bunks. And I'd never heard that before. And I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, man.
Lay the dry suits out? Are you fucking kidding me, right? So all of a sudden, I was the mate, and he says, get out there and make sure all those hatches are closed. Of course, we were berated all the time about keeping the hatches closed, so I knew they were all closed. So I go out and check, and I'm like, holy fuck, the weather just went from 0 to 1,000. And all of a sudden, the boat starts sputtering.
Oh,
And then the boat turns sideways to the waves, and waves are just fucking. The whole fucking deck is whitewashing, and
wow.
the fucking captain screaming, get in here, get in here.
Oh, man.
And I come running in, and he's like, get downstairs right now. He's fucking panicking, you know what I mean? The whole deck is whitewashed. So I run out amongst all the fucking water on the deck, scared shitless. I'm a landlubber, bro. I hate that ocean,
Yeah,
So I run out there and I rip open the hatch and I jump downstairs and the water's pouring in. I'm getting soaked and fucking. I step down into the engine room and the entire engine room is filled with fucking diesel fuel.
Oh, no.
What do you call it? Like fume, but it's so thick, like I can't even see type of deal. So one of the injector lines is pissing the diesel fuel mist out into the atmosphere and the thing. So at that time, I really wasn't realizing that diesel fuel, you can ignite it, but it's not like super flammable.
Right.
You need compression and things to happen. But so anyway, now I'm really shitting my fucking pants. The whitewash is still coming down in the hatch. I run upstairs. I'm like, oh my God, the fucking entire engine room is full of fucking diesel fuel smog. So he's like, what the fuck? Take the wheel. I'm like, take the wheel? We're fucking sideways and the boat's sputtering and barely running,
Oh, no, man.
And so he runs down there, and I don't know what he does, but he manages to somehow get the fucking boat back into gear, and I'm fighting to get us back in, and we live to tell the story. But man, I'll tell you what, for a minute there, I was kissing my ass goodbye.
Man,
I remember I was sitting on the floor in the wheelhouse, and every once in a while I'd see like green come up, and that was the wave. I'm sitting on the floor because the captain is asking me to help once in a while steer the boat. I'm just like, I never went fishing again. I'm like,
I don't blame you.
fuck that shit, bro. Mother Nature would have just swallowed me up in a fucking heartbeat. You know what I'm saying?
How far are you from Chappaquiddick?
Not too far. That's where the Kennedy guy and the woman, right? Yeah, that's Martha's Vineyard. So that's closer to me than Nantucket.
Wow.
Martha's Vineyard's like an hour offshore, and Nantucket's further out. Yeah, you can take the fast ferry and get there in an hour. That's a high-speed ferry, pretty pricey, but great fun ride.
Fucking Darlene says, I would have to jump ship and backstroke home.
Right? Listen, I got to tell you, Darlene, one of the things that I always hated about fishing out there was the tide off of Nantucket. That's deep water. So you're talking 60 miles offshore. So the tide out there goes north and south of the islands, meaning that if the boat sank and we managed to get into a life raft, or if we had a dry suit on, it was taking us right out to sea anyway. We would have never survived. That's another story I tell. I was one night we were fishing again. We were fishing illegally because you're not supposed to fish at night when you're sea clamming. But I don't know about now, but back then. And so I saw a flare go up in the sky. So I run into the wheelhouse and I tell the captain I just saw a fucking flare, and he's like, "Fuck that! I'm not calling. We're fucking fishing illegal waters, and I'm not alerting the Coast Guard." Now I got adamant. I'm like, "Really? If that was us firing off a flare, you'd sure the fuck hope that somebody would have fucking reported it." So he hands me the mic. He goes, "You fucking do it." So he tells me what to say. So I call in. I'm like, I'm running the lease and blah, 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 this and that. Fishing vessel. I just saw a flare go up. So they go, "All right, pump on, hang on." And somebody comes on and they say, "All right, I want you to do me a favor. Do you remember what heading?" I said, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were going blah, blah, blah degrees, you know." And he goes, "All right, I want you to stack your hands on top of each other's like this and tell me how many hands you think the flare went into the air." I thought about it for a minute. I said, "I'm guessing like 2.5 hands." He goes, "All right, that's 25, 30 nautical miles. Stand by on your position." So within, 30 seconds, a jet comes over our position on our called heading, and they go out, and there's, they're like 110 miles out in the ocean. There was a couple of scallopers, and they were tied together, or some kind of fishing vessels, and they fired off flares, partying, having fun.
Oh
Stupid.
no.
So they got in a bunch
Oh,
of trouble for it, But the thing is, I mean, that was a stupid thing to do. You know what I mean?
absolutely, yeah.
Because that's the
Funny.
kind of thing that gets people to not fucking call and get help.
Yeah, they had a concert here at Tacoma Dome, man. The first wooden dome built in the United States, I think. They used the trees that were knocked down from Mount St. Helens to build the dome. So the
Yeah,
concert's going, and this dumbass fucking guy from Fort Lewis, military guy, he's got one of those pop flares, that you hit with the bottom of your hand.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
And so he's in the crowd and he hits this motherfucker, right? And shoots it and it goes up inside of the dome and sticks into the ceiling, right? And
Oh,
starts
my.
catching the fucking ceiling on fire, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, no shit. And there's like 26,000 people inside this wood dome. It didn't burn, fortunately, because they were,
Right.
but damn, stupid. And he got in serious trouble, like you just said, man. Serious trouble for that shit.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I used to go to this place called Great Woods, and it was a giant concert hall, and it had like a little small area, maybe 10 rows that were undercover in front of the stage. And then behind it, of course, the name Great Woods was all like wide open field. You know what I mean? And it was kind of in a hill sloping down. And behind it, to stop people from just getting in to see it for free, was this giant wooden fence. And I remember it was Iron Maiden, and they left stage, and fucking people went ballistic. People were like ripping the chairs out of the fucking that 10-row area, and then people started throwing soda bottles up in the air. And the soda bottles, are coming down,
Yeah.
and they're hitting people, and people are bleeding and hurt everywhere. Next thing you know, the fucking back fence was on fire, and fucking people are fighting. I'm with my wife, and
Wow.
oh my god,
Wow.
crazy. I used to go to a lot of concerts. I've probably been to, I don't know, 150 concerts.
Probably me too.
Because I grew up near a concert hall. It was 13 miles away. I used to hitchhike there all the time during Grateful Dead concerts. And I was not really ever, and I know people hate me for this, I wasn't really a fan of the Grateful Dead myself. But
Me neither, not it.
it was a great place to get drugs, though. During those concerts, you hitchhike up to the Cape Cod Coliseum, and you get that good shit up there. Oh,
Yeah,
Captain said Mayday to be avoided as too much paperwork When we ran aground on a sandbar, he hit a brick when another crab ignored our flares. Captain Inbred, we called him. Oh, shit.
Dude, when I got shot, I was laying on the floor bleeding out. Four people came into the store, customers, after the guy left, and I was laying there in a pool of blood. And I told them, call for help, man. They didn't believe it. They stepped right over me, man, and they didn't. That I was telling the truth until they got up to the counter and saw the counter all blown away, and they realized I was. They just
Yeah,
put
I
their
believe
shit
it.
and got in their car and drove away. And never fucking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe it. Today's people, that was 30 years ago, but I see it more today where people just,
You don't give a fuck.
see something bad happening and turn a blind eye, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's easier.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I do know what it means. I remember their faces to this day as well as I
Right.
remember his. I swear to God, man.
They
I
would have
actually
thought differently if it was them fucking laying there on the ground in a pool of blood, you know?
absolutely, and to be
Of
truthful,
course,
I
they
don't
didn't know
think.
you were paralyzed at that point, but still, either way, blood was everywhere and you were
Dude, there were
clearly.
two payphones outside the door of the store. All they needed to do was pick it up and dial 911.
Oh, that's pre-cell phone, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cell phone.
For the most part, yeah. I remember in high school, my buddy got his first cell phone. His parents had money. It was a Motorola bag phone. It was probably like 12 inches, had a little fold-up antenna. And
How old are you, Ampy? You don't mind me asking.
60? 58. I always say 60. People are like, stop pre-aging yourself. But
Yeah.
truth is, I'm trying to get used to saying 60 because it's only in 2 years. So I got injured firefighting. I was so covered with purple K that when they first searched for me, it went past me twice from what I was told. Wow.
Wow.
I have a buddy who's in the fire department, and he does for a big county, and he wears the infrared. So he's a scout. So when there's a fire, he goes in and looks for chemicals and people. He said it's amazing that you wouldn't think that you could see a body in a heat fire with those machines, but they're so programmed that it'll pick out a body in the middle of the fire. It's pretty rad.
Yeah, well.
That's what he does. He's ballsy motherfucker. He's always top guy in these musters and shit that they do where they go and compete against other fire departments.
Man, I let that fucker out not even an hour ago, and he's fucking all the way across town.
First
Look at
show
this
is
shit. And
Texas
it's a
Instruments.
GPS track for my cat. Look at this.
Yeah,
He's
you
all over,
showed me
man.
that before. That's rad. That's
He's
pretty
out
cool, buddy.
cruising right now, man.
Showing everybody you just doxed yourself.
Really? That could be
Yeah,
like there's tons of houses there, man. It could be any one of those.
right?
I mean, each little square has got to be 5 houses.
A
Good luck.
block.
No, like a half a block.
Yeah. Good luck. Especially my house. Fuck 5 fucking dogs here most of the day and then 2 pit bulls all night. It's not the best place to go.
Yeah.
I got some UV fire drone vids on my channel. Really? I haven't looked at your channel in a minute. I used to look at all the fire stuff over there.
You got fire drones, man? Fuck. They
No,
sent
he does stuff still for like the fire department, retired or whatever, injured. So he's
I'd be
been
interested
answering
in seeing the
calls
fire
and
drones.
shit. He's been answering calls for the fire shit down there and that fire mess. I'm sorry, guys. My phone went dead on me. You're good, Elma. Life is real, brother.
Yeah.
I'm getting really hungry. I think I'm gonna go eat and go to bed. But
That's what I was thinking about.
yeah, I saw you munching on something. I'm like, fucker.
Cracker. I mean, all they are is pretzel sticks. The
pretzels. All right, but when you're hungry, pretzel sticks are pretzel sticks, my friend.
Yeah. I'm really. dude, if I gain too much weight when I transfer, I feel all that weight,
I
so I'm
believe it.
really
Yeah.
picky about keeping my weight like dialed in, because as the older you get, the weaker you get.
God, when you smoke a ton of weed, though, you just want to eat all the good shit.
Yeah, I even got some white chocolate over
I
there
shouldn't
too.
eat this late at night, too. It's the worst time, too, to eat.
You
Like,
guys, I saw that storm that's supposed to come up and see you guys,
oh,
man.
yeah. I wonder if we got any snow. I
Yeah,
didn't
because it's
see
like
any.
supposed to be schwacking the shit out of you guys, from what I understand.
We're supposed to get 3 inches of snow. Ooh, big fucking deal.
I thought more than
Hot
that.
meat sticks and cheese sticks. Wait, that sounds a little creepy.
That
Hot meat sticks. What are we talking about? Hot
cheese
dogs on a
sticks.
stick? I'd probably eat them. I don't care what they are at this point.
Oh,
Right
check him
now?
out. He's all done. I don't know if you've seen this.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Good job, bro.
Yeah, he's all done.
Oh, my ass is killing me, too. I sat in this chair for like 19 hours today. So
I'm surprised you can do that with neuropathy, man. That's why I laid
it's
out.
in
I
my
go,
arms, though, and my upper body, not my ass or my legs. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm sure if it was in my legs, it would be pain is horrendous.
Well, what gets me is it didn't sever my spinal cord, because like when he shot, I like how we flinch. Well, that flinch caused me to twist a little bit. So the bullet, instead of hitting directly into my vertebrae, and which was a hollow point right on the other side of the vertebrae was my heart, I would have been killed instantaneously. But
Wow.
the bullet skipped off the vertebrae, hit this floating rib, came all the way across, bounced off my aorta, and it stopped high up in the right
Isn't
lung.
that rad how that shit happens? So the fucking
Yeah, but
that was what's crazy about the 50 caliber back in Vietnam days was it was tumbling. So when it hit
yeah,
you,
you were
it was
fucked.
you were
Punched
fucked.
a
You
hole
know
through
what I
you.
mean?
Yeah. Well, by the skipping though, it didn't sever my spinal cord. It basically caused the vertebrae. What a starburst fracture is. When the star.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Well, it did that, but that's why it was in a body cast, so it would allow that bone. But when it swelled up, it cut the blood supply off to this all happens in an instant. Okay, I'm slowing down.
Wow.
Yeah. So it by doing that, the swelling cut off the blood flow to the spinal cord. Now, I could have actually ended up walking, but because I was admitted as a John Doe and I was admitted to a hospital that teaches people, I was given a placebo instead of uh, high doses of steroids, which would have
Mm-hmm.
lessened the swelling. And I might have been paralyzed, but I would have probably gotten back a lot.
Yeah.
So by them not giving me that, the swelling got worse, and it basically after half of a day
Kind
of
of
that,
like my
swelling
where
disappeared.
I couldn't get that surgery for an extended period of time, and what happened was it caused more damage by not doing it than if
That's right.
you know what I mean. I just had it done in the beginning.
Yep.
It's
Yep. Yep.
my
Yeah.
spinal sever was in my lumbar. I've
Yeah.
been in a body cast. I feel for you.
Yeah. I got hit at the T12L1. So if you look that up, it'd probably be
Wow.
right around
Yeah,
here.
thoracic. I know the spine, of course, because all my shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I got feeling actually a little bit in this left leg down here,
Mm-hmm.
but in the right leg there's no feeling. So it's a T12 on the
Good.
right, L1 on the left. So
Do you have a colostomy bag and all that?
nope.
No.
I don't have any of those problems. The only thing that's
Okay.
wrong with me is my legs don't function.
So
Everything
your
else
PP
is
bird
normal.
works?
Everything else is normal.
Wow.
Just my
You're
legs don't.
lucky, huh? I mean, I guess it's hard to say you're lucky, but you got to find some good and bad, and I guess that's
Yeah,
could have made
I
it
don't
worse
wear
and
no
make
bags.
you.
I don't wear no bags. There's you can
Yeah,
clearly see. I got a
yeah.
solid tummy, man. I don't wear no bags. I ain't got none of that issue shit. It's
Uh,
just my legs don't fucking work. I can't
Not that it
stand
would
up.
make you a worser person. I'm just saying it makes it harder to deal with the things. when you add all those things on top of it. So again, like I say, we try to find some good in the bad, right? So the some good for you is that, at least you can still fucking pop a rod and,
Oh yeah,
do those things.
yeah. I can still bang, no problem.
Yeah, bang, there we go.
Yeah.
Elma eating Jack's Link's bacon right now. Oh man, stop it, you guys, you fucking guys.
I hit the Ben and Jerry's earlier. I had the fucking
Oh come on, you suck, fucking asshole.
the
I
cherry
do
got
know there's some Italian ice in the fridge. Oh, right now. But I'm really craving some meat, but I don't think there's anything.
I
Jack's
actually
Link
want a
seems really
cold cut
good.
combo again, man. But
Wow, you calling fucking? See, that's what sucks about living in the country. Is that
yeah,
there's no DoorDash or anything. Like everything's closed right now. You couldn't, even if I got in my car and drove, I'd probably have to drive 50 miles
fuck
to find something. Even like the local fucking gas stations and shit are all closed. They have some rule out here about because of crime has gotten real bad, where these little small stores have to close by 10 p.m.
Wow.
because robberies.
No
You can
shit.
imagine that.
That
Yeah.
bad? Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I just wouldn't expect that up by where you guys are
yeah,
at.
I mean, listen, we're a super rich place, but it's turning into a little city.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
we got a gang unit here and everything in the country.
Wow, that's hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, just fuck.
Dude, I live
But
right on the
my state is also a what do they call it? Safe haven state.
Oh wow. I
We
live
have a lot
surrounded
of
by Crips and
riffraff up
Bloods,
here.
man.
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings and say the wrong word, but yeah.
Yeah, I live around Crips and Bloods. I'm surrounded by them, dude.
Yeah,
Asian
I'm not.
gangs.
I don't
Yeah.
think they're that powerful of gang members, but yeah, it's a bad crew.
Yeah, my daughter married
Taking
OG.
advantage of the government. They get free. Everything, food. The kids are going to school. They're getting fed. You get a license, get money for rent, and blah blah blah. And somebody said to me, "Well, it's only they get like $3,500 or something for first, last, and security." I mean, like, well, what the fuck?
Wow.
I could use $3,500 right now.
Fuck yeah, you and me both.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm starving.
Fuck, my daughter married OG Crip, man. She's been married to him for a fucking long time.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, they
No
all. That's
time
why she
was the
can't come
cold
around
war.
here is because of that. She just can't. She's not allowed to come over here. I don't
It's
even know where I live, to be honest.
it's like 10 o'clock here. When
It's 10 o'clock there.
No,
No.
I mean that's when the sidewalks roll up out here. No, it's 1:10
Oh,
in
yeah, I was
the.
gonna say, what the fuck? 'Cause
Yeah, I'm in a fucking alien fucking time warp.
dude, I think we're gonna get a big surprise about that coming up, man.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
hearing some wild shit coming from freaking people online, and it ain't the crazies, man. These are government officials saying they got some connections, dude. Like serious, like
Huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a guy that
The world's a fucked up place. You can't. I can't imagine anything would surprise me at this point. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
he says that they used kids and women and other stuff for psionics because they're super. They got children. He says that really can do telekinesis for real. This guy is a
Wow.
yeah. It's on YouTube. They just interviewed him, man. Um, uh, dude, he's like, wow.
I
He's
just saw. When I was with AFA, we went way up in the middle of nowhere in Vermont to this small town. I can't remember the name of it now. It's on my channel, but 7 legal taxpayers in this county.
What?
7 taxpayers. It's like in the middle of the fucking nowhere right by the Canadian border. And there were 7 taxpayers in that county.
Whoa.
Yeah, the town hall was like a 1-bedroom fucking apartment. It was an old school. Literally, I'm not kidding. And the fucked up part is, it was probably the nicest public employee I had ever met. I don't know about Josh. But she was really sweet. Gave us the login to the town Wi-Fi. I mean, she just was really, really cool. Gave us all kinds of walkthrough info. Showed us this rad old wood stove where the wood stove had a wood stove around the outside of it. It was pretty wild. And she said what that was is back in the old days, it was 2 giant pieces of steel that used to get red hot, and
Oh yeah.
that would help keep things warmer longer.
Right. Yeah.
But listen, I think I'm gonna go to bed, buddy.
All right.
I'm gonna
Well,
go
hey
munch
man,
on
I hope you
something.
feel
And good
better.
chatting with you. Yeah, you
always
too.
good. Oh, we're getting snow. I'll be damned.
Yeah, we're supposed to here. I'll have to get your email somehow. I don't know if you tell me it, I'll
Put it
forget 5
backstage.
minutes later.
Hey, dude. I don't have a problem. Like I said, I can put something together and freaking. I don't mind, bro. I do that for a lot of people. It's just not a big deal.
Right.
I don't ask for
Let's
anything.
keep talking about it, because next thing you know,
Yeah.
you all have a good night.
It's all
Thank you,
organic.
guys.
There you go. I put it backstage. So you all you need to do is just copy and paste it and like stick it in a draft, and then that way it'll be all. You can come back later and get it.
Oh, that's weird. When I clicked on it, it said can't copy and paste it. When I click, it goes right to doing something.
Yeah, it goes right to forming an email.
There we go.
Yeah.
Copy link.
Yeah.
All right.
But man, take it easy. Keep warm.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
That's why you see me all bundled up, dude. Because like my shoulders get hurting bad.
Right, I just took my shirt off because I'm super hot and I wanted everybody to see the hotness.
Shout out the hippie hard body, man. Ladies, get those photos while you can.
Right? Get it while you can,
man.
baby.
Best to you, man. Give mama a hug. Say,
all right, buddy.
Stay well, my man.
All right,
good
bud.
seeing you. Cheers, thanks.
See you, TBI, Elmer. Elmer, you have a wonderful evening. Darlene, sleep well. Anybody else? 11 people here. You guys have a great night. If he's gonna, what did I do? Another 4 hours. So I did 10-hour live today. Wow, I went from never going live to going live 10 hours in one night, in one day. Anyway, my pain is good, so you all sleep well. 2 and 5. Peace and pot leaves. Bye.